stinkiest. Stinkiest. I'm not the stinkiest. I mean, maybe I'm a little stinky, only a little bit though. I'm not uber stink. I'm not the stinkiest. No. Maybe a little, but not for most. Not for most. Okay, maybe my slippers are super stinky. Let me smell them. Okay, yeah, maybe my slippers are the stinkiest slipper. Stinky. No! Oh my gosh. I'm not feeling too well today. And I come into stream. Like, you know what? I'm not feeling well. But chat will make me happy. They'll cheer me up. And first thing, get God's the stinkiest goober. Catch you. I never told you it was you. Oh no. Oh no. Hello, SW5, how you doing? And yahoo, Bob, yahoo, Anthony, yahoo, Milano, yahoo, iOS. How you all doing? I hope you're doing well. Is it for iOS? You're not allowed my money. You're not allowed to take my money. That's your first mistake, expecting us to be chill. No. Oh, by the way, debut trailer is made. All I need to do is now make a thumbnail and I can release it. There's a good chance I'm going to take tomorrow off. I know this stream has like a title, even more painting, and the other Handcam set, but I'll change it after the stream because it's lies. We're not painting today. We're not painting today. I'm not up to painting, ma'am, and it might not be a very long stream today. I need to make up for yesterday being like 5 hours. It wasn't meant to be a long stream. I was meant to... It just took so long to build the tank. Why? But yeah, I am... But yeah, my health's not good today. My tummy's really bad. I'm not eating food. I'm probably going to not eat food for the rest of the day, except maybe tiny snacks. Oh, but we can see, I got a new model arrived today. And that's surprising. It's a Sunday. There was a big knock at the door. I'm like, what's this about? It's like, oh, it's a postman. And not just, it's not like a courier. It's like actual Royal Mail postman working on a Sunday. That was surprising. That was surprising. Do you want to see what I got? I've not actually got my gloves on. Give me a moment. I'll get my gloves on. I'm probably going to have to get more glue soon, plastic glue. I'm probably also going to have to get some super glue soon. Because I've got a lot of magnets to stick on. What we're going to do today is we're going to decorate the Malcador tank. And I'm going to show off that model that I finished building off stream. The other cool one on a big eagle. Yeah. Actually, it still probably has some green stuff work to do on it. Angry Knock making your homework on a Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, it was a really scary knock. It's like really, really big knock. It's like for knocking down my door, I was scared. And I was only in my 90 at the time. So I had to get a dressing gown on and answer the door. Also this morning, I was having to help my father move a giant, what's it called? We've been having lots of decorating on, so he was moving, what is it called? A cabinet. Yeah, a big cabinet out of a study. You have revealed my true form. Fire in my eyes, the fires of vengeance are calling me stinky. Rah! Look at this. This is the Malcador we built yesterday. It's still got some work. Hello! It says hello at the bottom. They're afraid of the evilest Goomba. Yeah. But yeah, I realise there's like a little part of this that's a bit weird. Like that part, I'm missing a part. I think that might be a light or something. iOS has 960 sprinkles. Hello. But yeah, this is what arrived today. I'm not sure what I'm going to build these into. More light will make this easier to see. That didn't work. Actually, that kind of fit. Actually, no. Put my hand here. There you go. This is what I got. It's a Necromunda. I think this cap character could be a very good priest model if I just replace that head and that arm. Like, that's such a good priest staff. Or maybe a librarian. Oh, but I don't really have a librarian. Oh, that's what I wanted to do, but then my stomach beat me up. I wanted to look up the Resin models, by the way. You can tell by they've got this weird blocks on them. And that, it says 15 plus here. That's why it's 15 plus. It's made out of resin. So it's like, it's... Ow! Ow! I don't want a searchlight. They can use night vision. Don't know what I'm going to use these for, though. I think another priest could be really good. Where's my knife? Knife. Where'd he go? Knife! Knife. A British person is never allowed to lose the knife. I need my magical powers. Magical knife returning powers. Listen to me. Summon the blade of justice. Found it. The tank was hiding it. Oh yeah, chunky resin models. Hello, Tony. So what you do is you just go. Shoom. Be careful not to get your thumb in the way. Oh gosh, that didn't want to work. Oh, that's because it was a blunt part trying to scratch through. There we go. And then maybe I could just use my raw physical power to just rip the plastic open. Raw physical power! Raw! Yeah. Boss that. I got a big hat to block the screen now. Yeah, I'm still surprised at how strong I've been bedridden. And I don't really move well or much. And I'm still weirdly stronger than most people, it seems. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Well, here's some pieces anyway. Oh, it looks like one of the pieces fell off. Oh, the head I wasn't even planning to use fell off. Hey, oh my god, who's that? How you doing? Muscles. Yeah, look at them muscles. Oh, that arm's going to be harder to remove than I expected then. Very thin wrist and arm as well. I can just cut it off. Honestly, I need to wash this in soapy water before I use it. So we're probably not going to build these today. Although maybe we can. Here's the cool little bases we've got. They're cool. What size bases are they? Same size as this one. Oh, that's fine. That's a cool sword. I was just thinking about my Space Marine army. Ooh. What you doing with this Space Marine army? Oh, I saw a really cool Titan yesterday. Not a Titan. Oh gosh, sorry, my chest really hurts. My stomach's also been painful. Painful, my stomach's been spreading. Oh, actually, no, when I fell ill, my chest started really hurting on the second day. So I think it's still that. I might end up taking tomorrow off. Think about what to get for it. Ooh, do you know what we need to do? You know what you need to do? Oh, actually, I know what I'm going to do. I want to get 2 Tauroxes for my guardsman army, but I don't like the tracks it has. I want to give them wheels, and I found on Etsy someone selling wheels specifically for the Taurox. I'm like, ooh. But we need to go to a very special website, very special in my heart. Where is it? If I just press W. Ah! I've got a hotkey set up. Press W. It brings up the Warhammer website. It does make it difficult when I'm trying to write, and it's like, she wondered, and then as soon as I press W of wondered, it just brings up the Warhammer website. I'm like, oh, Warhammer, and then I have to buy Warhammer, because that's just the rules. So do you want to see the thing I saw the other day? It was in Horus Heresy. What was over here? Made to order. Oh, I know some cool stuff. I kind of want to get all of these, but I already have a lot of terrain that was 3D printed based on this stuff. I've got a code. Oh no, I hope you feel better soon. I actually really like looking over Horus Heresy stuff because they got some really cool and unique models which you could put into 40k. But I was looking at this stuff over here in the Mechanicum. And then we go down. Coolest knight ever! Look at this knight! And then I was looking at his stats and it just seems absolutely amazing. Like, why is this so good? It's too good. It's too good. I kind of want to buy it despite its ridiculous amount it costs. Oh gosh. I also want to buy, I don't know what these are. I don't know what I could use them for, but I kind of want these. Like, look how cool these are. Look out for little bugs, the little bug robots. I want some. I don't know what I could use them as, but they'll be really cool. Maintaining fruit juice. Mainlining fruit juice. Ooh, yeah, have lots of fruit juice. I've not actually had my apple juice today because I'm not eating today because I don't want food. I kind of want to buy this tech priest though, and use it as a Imperial Guard tech priest. Although I've also been thinking, what happens if I get 3 tech priests and I just use these guys as tech priests? That guy looks like he's got boom boxes on his. Doesn't that guy kind of look like he's got boom boxes on his shoulders? You're gonna have to alter your list. Hello, Nick the Salamander. Also, for Mongoose. Hello, for Mongoose. I responded to you getting a code, but I forgot to say hello. Hello. This is also super cool, but I don't know what I could use this as. Hello, to learn. We're at our favourite website. Warhammer, Horus Heresy. But also, if you look at just generally, like Loyalist Space Marines, look at Imperial Fist. I'm back. I'm alive. I'm alive. Yeah, these models are so cool. I really want these breaching things. I really want to figure out how to make a breaching team in 40k, like what to use it as. Because I think breaching teams look so cool. But hello, reload the stream if it's not working for you. Horus Heresy, Loyalist. Also the Dark Angels are some super cool models that I think would make good Black Templars. Like, look at that dude. And look at this dude. And look at that dude. These would make good Black Templars. And look at that entire team here. Oh, and look at that guy. And look at that guy. And oh, they're so cool. And look at this thing. The giant Venatus. And oh. Ah, they're so cool. Drop pod. Mark, that's just a normal drop pod. Yeah. But also, what am I looking at? Horus Heresy, 40k, Armies of Imperium, Astra Militarum. I'm afraid for one stream that doesn't work. They can hear you. Yeah, they can't hear me. Dude. Delio best thread. Yeah, the best thread. Actually, maybe not. I like some of the dreads. I like a lot of the dreads. I like all the dreads. I can hear yay. Tempestus Aquilians. I love Tempestus Aquilians. Don't like the fact it's in a kill team. I've heard that they're gonna change the kill team boxes to normal boxes again, which would be good. Look, Lord Solar. What am I looking for though? I think it's sold out at the moment. There we go, yeah, Torvox. I kind of want to get a couple of these, but I want to replace these tracks with wheels. That being said, if we go over to more other games, Necromunda, go shop, view all, filters, come down here, Ash Waste Vehicle Workshop. Is this what we want to go on to? Oh, these are cool. Yeah, these things are cool. We could definitely do something with them. Starbucks again. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Filter. Okay, it's gonna be under Enforcers. Here we go. This one. Doesn't this look so cool? Don't you want this thing? kind of want to get this. It's called a Taurus Venator. Magic power for cupcake reach. Where did the hat come from? It's fun. Yeah, but the hat, if you just type boss hat, then it would disappear. What exclamation mark boss hat? It's part of my commands. Those like blue tanks remind me of Edelweiss. I have no idea what that is. Goliath trucks, my beloved. You're no coat to limo, but you do. Goliath trucks. That looks almost orcish. Actually, this is very much inspired by real life vehicles. I believe there's actually a Australian vehicle that looks very similar to this, but even smaller. Like if you just remove the entire back and this wheel here, it looks like that, but they do have a gun on top of it at some part or in the front. And it's effectively a scout recon vehicle, and the entire thing is it's incredibly light. It can go over dusty terrain, deserts, those types of terrains is what it's designed for, but it can also go for like things like really muddy terrain because it's just so light and so fast. And the entire thing is not meant to protect you in terms of armor, it's meant to protect you in terms of they can't hit you and they won't have a chance to shoot you. Ow! Oh yeah, bushwhacker, yeah. But those are the type of thing. There's a lot of, ow, get that meat off my head. Get off! What I like about Warhammer is you can take WW1 models and use them. Yeah. Although, be careful what models you used. Necromund does all sorts of cool models, though. Yeah, Necromund is really great if you want to make a guardsman army. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I need. I need to get some more sword buffing. Because I need to get at least 15 more sword buffing, so 3 more back packets. 10 of them I want to convert into, oh, what do we call them? Swords masters. No. Jump pack guys. Thank God jump pack dudes. Yeah, because I've got the pistols I want to give them, for melter pistols, and I got the jump packs. Of that being said, the new change of the rules of how deep strike works is a bit annoying, because my entire idea is that I just deep strike them enough that I can just melter pistol people to death, but now you deep strike them in and they're just going to be out of range of the melter pistols. I'm like, ugh. But whatever, it's fine. I was going to say it was a fire emblem of Valkyria that the Edelweiss is from. They stuck it in a World of Tanks console once. I have no idea why. Valkyria Chronicles. I don't know if Valkyria Chronicles is. I played a fighting game that had a similar name once. Combat Patrol. Oh, I like this new Combat Patrol. Oh, I'm going to get a Goliath tank one day, actually, from the Combat Patrol magazine. Elden Wise, my beloved. One day I'll finish that game. Edelweiss. Yeah, I got motorized British tank. Do you think I can play it? Not in any official tournaments. Maybe you'll struggle getting it into one of the Warhammer stores, but a local game store, yeah. Or like if you've got like a game club or whatever. What? It depends on the size. Some of these models are not well scaled. But oh yeah, there's something else I wanted to show you guys. Oh gosh, my chest is in so much pain right now. This one, I finished it. The green stuff is still a bit messy, but it's finally dried. It took so long to dry. I didn't want to do any more work on it until it had dried. Yeah, I put a bunch of wires at the back. That's meant to be like that, those of wires. I don't paint for my wires. This is meant to be like some rough golden stuff on the side. I just didn't like how undecorated the edge was. That's going to be like a rough gold trim. Like they did in medieval days. Valkyria Chronicles is basically WW1. Switzerland being the cool kind of neutral. Oh, the all get out. Oh. Devil chicken. Devil chicken. Oh yeah, it's very hard to see the details on these white parts, but that's a little Templar cross on it. Obviously it's got this little cool thing here. It's got a shoulder, another shoulder pad here. I think the neck and stuff looks fine for now. It's very hard to show it properly. I think it looks fine. I might have to neaten it up a little bit. This area doesn't look too fine at the moment, but I think another piece of green stuff there just to act as some nicer fabric would be fine. This area here, I need to file it down. Actually, I can do that now. I need to wait for it to dry before I could file it. But yeah, it just needs filing down until it smooths in. And then it would still look odd, but once it's painted, it shouldn't be. It should be indistinguishable from the rest of the model. There's a bit over here, though, that is actually causing a mess where it didn't join to the leg properly. I didn't realise I'd separated, so I'm going to have to figure out how to fix that. Then you got this part here that feels really odd still. I wanted it to be like, you know, a connection to the robe, but it didn't really go as well as I wanted it to. I bet it's just such a thin piece of green stuff, I couldn't really edit it. So I'm thinking I'm just going to... There's an issue here. I'm thinking I'm going to have to expand it with some green stuff here. Have I just like warp the green stuff down here to make it feel more naturally like it belongs. I think that's the main thing. At this point, I think otherwise it feels fine. I like how it looks. I like the barbed wire at the bottom, making it feel like it belongs in 40k. I think the legs look like they belong on the model. Hey, Honey Rose. Hello. How did the fire tank go? For fire tank, we need to finish a fire tank, as in decorate it. But otherwise, fire tank's finished. It took me a long time to finish. I streamed that I was meant to finish at 7. What time did it finish? Like 9, 10? It was insane. But yeah, it's got its last cannons at the side. It's got its heavy stubber. It's got its hunter killer. It's got its little trailer that goes spinny, spinny, spin. And it can come off. It's very nice. It's got its flamethrower. And it says hello to you. Well, that's upside down. It went well. Usually I struggle a lot with vehicles. Actually, I did struggle a lot with this vehicle. As you can see, I tried doing things and removing the sprue, but instead I actually removed some of these little points that are meant to be on the side that I thought at first was sprue. So yeah. Feather Kree cars, definitely not cinch corruption here at all. No, it's a, what's it called? Or what's it? It's a demigryph. Chicken lays eggs. No, it's a demigryph. It's like half horse, half eagle. No, it's not meant to be Kriegs. I'm not actually making Krieg. I'm making my own little Black Templar surf army. Hello. Oh, it worked today. Yay. Actually, no, I'm not a cat. I'm a chocolate cupcake now. Nice. Glad you are. But yeah, no, this isn't meant to be a Krieg. I like the header chose. That's from the priest, warrior priest. Vindicator set. I did use the Krieg legs and the Krieg chest and the Krieg arms. Actually, most of it is from the Krieg set, but it's not meant to be Krieg. It's meant to be Black Templar serfs. I like how I'll show you the cavalry that she leads. I'll get to all of the guardsmen, well, technically not guardsmen, all of the serfs we've built so far. So far. Here we go. For horses, I'm
There's
trying
a
to
storm
build it
coming
away
to my
that I can use them
hometown,
as
a
either.
snowstorm mixed with a hurricane. I'm afraid.
A snowstorm mixed with a hurricane. I hope you'll be okay. I've been in a hurricane before. It's not a fun. Actually, I found it quite fun because we were told to stay in our rooms and just like, you know, not move. And I was like, you know what? I'm very good at that. I really enjoy doing that. Yeah, here's where we got the priest head. Okay, if I can just put my hand in a way that the head's going to be in the shadow. There we go. Yes, it's got a hood on. It's got a gas mask. It's got a chainsaw flamethrower. This is our priest. It's barely converted from the original model. We've changed the base up a little bit, so she's stepping on a lictor head there. And she's got the head of a guardsman.
Tanuki is good.
A shield. Hello, Tony. Also, don't throw stuff at me, you mean. What does throw do? Ow! Wait, throw actually what? No, yeet. It's yeet. Oh gosh. What other transformations can I do? Oh yeah, for transformations, if you go to the description. Oh, so hello, Kate Tracks. If you go to the description for all the commands there, a lot of the commands have a cooldown on them, so I can't change my model for 5 minutes after it becomes a cupcake. But yeah, here's our knights. We got the leader of our knights is this character here. Doing a Death Corps of Krieg horse. She's got her melter lance on her back. She's got cool little shoulder pads. She's got little extra bits of armor on the back of her horse. And you can see lots of decorations. She's got a little gun, some scrolls. She's got these things. And you can see she's got this cool knight's head, which has this hair and those cool things. And she's got a power sword. And she's got her last gun there. Oh my gosh, I keep getting bombarded. Don't. Don't you live in the mountains of a Canadian? But I don't live in the mountains of a Canadian border. Cupworm. Yeah, cupworm won't work at the moment because I'm currently a cupcake. Each of the model commands has a cooldown. Actually, it probably will immediately, after I turn back into a chibbit, it will probably immediately turn me. Yeah, then here's one of the comrades. Once again, I'll try putting it into the shadow. Yeah, you can see kind of, it's got a knight's helmet you can kind of see there. And she's got the Death Krieg lance. She's got the Attilan horse with the sandbags. And she's got extra shoulder pads. This one, I need a skill editor. I was trying to give him a Death Corps of Krieg horse, the same robe. And honestly, it started going well on this side until I turned it over and I kind of just messed it all up. There, I'm back. And then I'm probably going to turn into a cupworm. Oh no, it didn't work. So let me check mix it up. No, mix it up's been really weird lately at saving my commands. Let me check if how cupworm's working. Is it for cupworm or did someone do a command before it? Okay, it probably wasn't cupworm. Banana model. Did someone try doing another command before this one? Oh, whatever. We'll play the cupworm command. There we go. I'm back into cupworm. Sometimes I think the Daleks would be right at home in 40k. They could be. I don't think the Daleks would be the most fun faction to have in 40k since they're so, you know... We don't have much variation amongst them. It'll be a very boring faction to play. Yeah, this is a person with a helmet on and they've got a hood on the helmet. As you can see, this did not go very well with the thing in the end. Because I was trying to work on this side, but this side hadn't dried. And then I'm holding it here and I constantly ruined this side with my hands, and then it's just... And this side, I dropped on the floor and it got carpet fluff and bits of plastic in it, and it didn't go well. I'm wondering if I should just keep it as it is and just make it look like it's torn up, or try fixing it. I'll just tear it off. What is spread? Spread is sprinkles. Spread is sprinkles, sorry. It's, you earn sprinkles by watching the stream. Every 5 minutes you earn 25 sprinkles. Although the more often you come here, you earn more sprinkles. And, yeah, and then you can spend the sprinkles. So that's my work, but I'm in a large hole. Have we got the right attitude? They do have the right attitude for 40k. They do. They do. Just exterminate everybody. The Centaurans would actually be a good race of 40k. I think out of all the races, the Centaurans... Oh, and the Martians. The Centaurans and the Martian Ice Warriors would both be good factions of 40k. They've got the right attitude, and I think they both could have quite a lot of variation in the weapons and techniques and stuff. Yeah, this is another model. This model has a gas mask on and a hood, but they're not wearing the helmet. They've got a little backpack because they got the Krieg body. They got the normal Krieg lance. Because they got the Krieg arms, I've not given them extra shoulder pads, but I have given them a little extra packs. And they've got a little book hanging off the side on a chain, and purity seals. However, the final of the knights is another one wearing a knight's helmet that has a hood on it. They got an Atlan horse, but they've got the Krieg body. This is why they need the extra green stuff there to support the body. So yeah, we're not actually building Kriegs. We're using Krieg parts in our conversions to and our kit bashing to make a unique Templar-inspired guardsman. Which faction for the law would you add to the tabletop, and which one would you delete? Oh, from actual 40k law, which ones would I delete? I don't really want to delete any factions from the law, from the tabletop. I think the only one that would feel okay to delete is probably Leagues of Photon, because it's the newest one. I mean, I guess you could delete one of the Space Marine factions or whatever. Like, you could get rid of the World Eaters and it wouldn't really mean much. Or you could get rid of the Dark Angels, maybe. I like all of the ones that are on the tabletop currently. I guess you could get rid of the Harlequins. Or you could just have them combined into their, you know, for the main codex of a race. In terms of what would I add, there's not many factions. There's definitely a lot of stuff I want added from the law into tabletop. One of the big ones is all of the Tau races, because the Tau have a lot of auxilia, but not just Kroot and Stingwings like these guys. I'd want a lot of the Tau auxilia races to be added, because there's quite a lot of different ones you hear about. Equally, I'd like some of the human mutants to be added in, because there's quite a lot of mutants that aren't just Ogrins and Squats that are accepted in the Imperium. And one of the things is like, if they added the Imperial Navy as a faction, so because we already have, like, in the Inquisitor things, we already have the Imperial Navy troops. But what just happened to my model? I don't know. Detect evil. Oh, maybe it's... No, I don't know. Pet peeve time. For Doctor Who, Martians are not all ice warriors. The first one was only called that because it was found frozen in the second Doctor Who story. As soon as colour came along, they were green. Oh. Well, I thought they were called for ice warriors because in the Doctor Who comics, they've got this thing where they ice warriors. Do you know the Waters of Mars episode? where the waters, where the Martian water, the humans were on Mars, they found the water, and the water that they were using from Mars, because it was ice and they melted it, it had this virus in it that turned people into these weird water zombies that just produced more water, and if it got into other water, it would turn that, and they controlled water. It was really, really crazy, and if they got a single drop of this Martian water on Earth, it could turn the entire ocean into this effectively malevolent force. And the Martians in the Doctor Who comics originally fought against this, and this is why everything on Mars was frozen and desolate, and one of the reasons it turned into a desolate wasteland, because they fought a massive war against this zombie infection. And what they did is they produced... Ow! Thanks for the big heart, but don't throw it at my face. And they fought in the comics against this big ocean, effectively. And so what they did is they turned them into ice. They obviously froze all the water to contain the virus. And they even got onto Earth because one of the infected Martians went to Earth. And as a result, they went down to, I think it was to the Vikings. And they became the ice giants in the Viking lore, because they fought against the virus on Earth and made a glacier. And in that story, it was like the big thing of, if that glacier ever melts, the entire world is doomed. Whoa. But yeah, it was in the Viking Age and they froze it. Yeah, but that's like in the Doctor Who lore. So that's why they were called, and that's how they got the name Ice Warriors. I know it's like kind of retroactively changing it, but yeah. But it's actually now lore in Doctor Who. I think it's ever since the Waters of Mars episode that suggests that's why Martians are now known as Ice Warriors. I wouldn't delete Leagues of Photon. That would peep off half the bones. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not sure if it's
Exclamation mark Yeet.
Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I don't think that works. You know, I'll give you a free Yeet. I'll give you a Yeet. Where is it? Commands. Throwing. Yeet time. Ow! That fish! Get out of my hair! I'm not a cat. I don't want to eat fish. Oh gosh. Need to get going. Bye bye, Sir Honey Rose. I show more Tower because of a year. Oh, that's what I was talking about. For humans. Do you know where we've got the Imperial Navy officers currently? It's just a kill team you can buy. What I really want is Imperial Navy for these really, really lanky humans that are like taller than Space Marines, a bit like that big as a model. And they often work in space and on spaceships and space stations, and they evolved for they were designed for low gravity environments. And they are currently a human that is, you know, just accepted. It's one of the mutants that are allowed. That didn't stop the Black Templars though. During the Great Crusade against the Beast is when the Beast captured loads of humans. One of the groups of humans it captured was like millions of these. I think they're called Longshanks or something. But yeah, these really tall humans were captured, and when the Black Templars found them, they just massacred a lot of them. That being said, at the same time, a lot of the humans are being really, 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 really badly treated. So while it could be that the Black Templars were just putting them out for misery because other humans that were found in these cattle-like environments were put out for misery rather than freed, because it felt like that you couldn't really save them. I'm not going to reiterate the lore there because it's really disturbing, and I don't even recommend reading the back part of the books. It's really disturbing. Nothing stopped. I know, but even Gorilla Man doesn't really stop the Black Templars necessarily. The Black Templars aren't necessarily that terrible. Some of them are, some of them aren't. It's again, some Black Templars like Psychers and actually want to try recruiting Psychers. But the thing is that every time they attempt to, they fail at doing it. And, but they only like Imperial Sanctioned Psyker. As soon as you're not an Imperial Sanctioned Psyker, they'll kill you on sight. No questions asked. But if you're Imperial Sanctioned, they're like, you know what, that's great. If you're Imperial Sanctioned, that means the Emperor loves you. Even if you are an evil, evil Psyker. And so they want them on the side. And then you get Black Templar that goes, Imperial Sanctioned Mutants. Those are good mutants then. Because we are also Imperial Sanctioned Mutants. Because some Black Templar actually have the ability to realise that, wait a minute, Space Marines are just mutants. Ogrins are just mutants. We're all Imperial Sanctioned Mutants that the Emperor loves and cares for. Other mutants we need to watch out for are these ones created by gene stealer cults and demons, not the naturally occurring ones or the genetically engineered ones by our own human hand of the Emperor. Yeah. Yeah, so some Black Templars get really, really crazy into that sort of thing. Like some Black Templars absolutely adore astropaths to the point where they kind of almost worship the ground they walk on. Because they are, like, the astropaths can see the Emperor's light. And as a result, they think that's like they are just blessed beings. And that's amazing. And I think that's really cool. Others really hate astropaths, though, and they detest having to work alongside them. Oops. So yeah, Black Templars are varied. Not all of them fit the same stereotype. And I like that. I like that's why my Black Templars, at least the leader of my Black Templars, is the opposite side of that stereotype, where they're on the loving the Imperial sanctioned, hating everything that's not sanctioned side. They're away from, so they're on the other side of the Black Templar spectrum too, the typical one. Because I think the typical one is kind of boring, to be honest, and overplayed. By the way, look at these sponsons. They can fire all the way backwards or all the way forwards. I think that's super cool. Like, yeah. Oh, so there's a small amount of movement. Yeah, I can show you my Tempestus Aquilians. Many of you might have not seen my Tempestus Aquilians before. Oh yeah, and then, do you want to see something hilarious? Size difference time. Yeah, this is, put it in front. She's on the back of her horse, on her steed, like, I'm gonna strike it up. She's cool. She feels like she has been the ordained leader of this army by the Black Templars. She feels powerful. I feel like I need to put her on an 80mm base so she can be a Lord Solar proxy. Not the Krieg guy proxy. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the Krieg guy's horse, by the way. Because I don't have the legs for him. I might use this axe or even this entire body for a Black Templar model. Or maybe a Chaos Sorcerer model. Not sure. Over here, definitely want to get rid of that fan. Probably replace it for a pistol of some kind. What horse is that? What horse is this one? It's a demigryph from the... This is a demigryph from the Skaven Tide starter set. Yeah. I just bought it on eBay because it's super cheap. It's one of the characters from there, and I filed away the legs that was on the body, put over the new Krieg character's legs over it. Put his body on, needed the green stuff there. And I replaced the head with a priest head. The Vindicator priest from the Sisters of Battle. Although you can now use the Vindicator priest in the Astra Militarium. Which is why I've got this model here. Yeah. I think it's a really cool model. I feel like I made it feel 40k enough with a barbed wire at the bottom, and you got the Imperial symbols here. You've got some Imperial stuff hanging off there, an Imperial book here, some satchels, some scrolls and candles, last pistol, Templar symbol on the head. I hope I did that enough. Let me get rid of these horses and I'll get my Tempestus Aquilians. Okay, carefully because these resiny parts aren't great. Dun, 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 bum, bum. Tempestus Aquilians. This is before I found the heads that I'm currently using for lots of the models. So yeah, these are my Tempestus Aquilians. As you can see, they've got like cool little things like there's another rose, Black Templar rosary type thing. We've got a knight's helmet on. This person over here, normal Tempestus Aquilian, except once again they've got like a Black Templar lantern there. They've got a satchel here. I gave this person extra. Oh yeah, a lot of them have extra purity seals. Everyone pretty much has extra purity seals and stuff on them. Does she have purity seals? Yeah, purity seal here on her shoulder. They're meant to be the elite, so obviously they're gonna have all this cool stuff. Yeah, purity seal here, purity seal there, purity seal, melter bomb. Obviously, a person who throws around the melter bombs is gonna be covered in purity seals, so good luck. Oh yeah, this person I gave a helmet from the Imperial Knight set. Like, as in the, you know, the big giant Imperial Knights. Because it comes with a tiny little dude. And he can have a helmet. And I used that helmet. And obviously more purity seals. Because Templar. And a scroll. Because Templar. And another purity seal. Because Templar. Another news. New Sentai dropped. The red is a very edgy boy. Quote, my life is cheap. I don't care if the world is destroyed, but I owe that dude 250 yen. Oh my gosh, he's just Vegeta. Where are you getting your extra purity seals? I always want more when it's in the kits. Okay, a lot of them came in my Black Templar sets. I can't remember what model set it was in. But one of them just had so many purity seals in it. The Imperial Knight set had an Imperial Knight model for giant guys. That one had a lot of purity seals in it. But also, if you look at certain purity seals, which ones? Certain of them, like this one, is a slightly discoloured grey. That's because I just bought it 3D printed. From another retailer.
No one ever wants to shell out extra for a purity walrus.
Yeah. Oh, purity seal, yeah. A lot of these are coming from just a... I bought like 100 of them in this set I had. Yeah, these guys, not all of these guys wear helmets. I expect what happens is they dropped down and they immediately just threw aside their helmets because they were just in the way. You know, maybe if they got damaged in the landing or whatever, or if they needed to breathe, because, you know, it's hard to breathe with those special drop helmets when you're dropping in from orbit. Then you got another purity seal here. Oh, and this one has the proper armoured helmet again for little Valkyrie things on. Yeah, this one was hard to get on because it's a bit too big for a model, so I ended up having to do green stuff for neck up. The green stuff again is a bit more vibrant and looks much more than it is. Like, there's actually only a tiny splodge of green stuff here. It's not that big. The camera's just really weird with it sometimes. Extra grenades, extra purity seals. Oh yeah, for boss, obviously bolt pistol. Big necklace, beret, purity seal. The necklace is like, again, a rosary type necklace, and each of these is a symbol. And the middle one is a cross. Because Black Templar. And then obviously more purity seals everywhere. I love purity seals. Oh, another Valkyria guy. And for the Valkyria helmet with the little melter. And the purity seals. And this person, double guns. And I gave him one of the little shoulder pads on the Black Templar kit. A purity seal on the gun, obviously, for good luck. And a purity seal on the backpack for good luck. I don't know if that's on the shoulder. That one is, I think, from one of the Black Templar kits. I do have a lot of extra purity seals because I do have a lot of the Black Templar kits. Oh yeah, this one is from a starter set. It's for the Leviathan Stern Guard. And that's just from an arm I wasn't using. So I just cut it off and added it to this person. I think it's on the Stern Guard set. Yeah, and once again, they've got another knight helmet. And then this one, once again, covered in purity seals. If they don't have the cool knight helmets on or other bits of kit, then I just overload them with purity seals to make them feel more unique. No helmet on. Big scroll. But yeah, so that's the kind of army I'm going for at the moment. For basic infantry, I'm probably not going to overload with as much knightly aesthetics. Because, well, for just basic infantry. But everybody else I want to overload with these knight aesthetics so that they feel, hey, just look how big this person is next to these dudes. It's like... Oh, they really stand out. Oh. I wasn't expecting it to be this big. The model online looked a lot smaller. But that's what you get for the weird, what Sigmarines as they call them. But look how tall it even is next to this thing. It's like, it's taller than the tank. She could actually, you could have a commander being like, drive me closer, I want to hit them with a sword out this tank, and she could sword duel him like, war elephant sized, yeah. You know what? She can actually go up toe to toe with my Neolictor and just stab it in the brain. Like, who will lick the fee her? I mean, considering they do have really good stats, I'm kind of thinking about getting a 80mm base, because I think an 80mm round base is what Lord Solar uses, and just putting it, not putting it on properly, but like having it magnetized so I can just have it on top of it to use as a Lord Solar if I wanted to, or take it off it and just use it as the new Death Corp dude character. That sounds awesome, yeah. Look at it, and it's like, look at the Neolictor compared to one of these Tempestus Aquilians. It's like, its leg is the size of a person. She'd be like, trying to fight this, and he'll just kick her out the way. And then it's like, haha, none of these humans can stop me. And then it's like, oops. I might have spoken too soon. Stab! Bam, bam, bam! Aw. See, this is why I don't mess with giant eagles. Something step on me and you'll lick the salmon. No! No! Don't be like that. Oh, wait a minute. What base size is this? What base size of these people? Ooh, Necromunda models are actually slightly smaller. So I'm gonna have to use these bases for these ones. Actually, how big are they? Oh no, they
When
are tall
asked
enough.
for comment, the lister said garbalaggle blaggle blah.
That's the dog cutest thing I've ever heard. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Oh gosh. But what am I doing? I don't know. I like that head. I don't know if I want to use it on this model. Yeah, she's missing a leg. Where's her off? Which one of these is her other leg? Is this one? Okay, yeah. That was cool. I might want to use a different head for her. Remember to give your Resin a good wash. Yeah, we need to. I've not done that yet. I'm going to do that. As I said today. We need to get them out. After the Malcador, we'll see if we've got time to build it. And here's the staff. Yeah, okay, yeah, the models are definitely big enough. The bases aren't big enough. I'm gonna have to get use these bases. Or find some bases. Actually no, I've got the bases left over from all the round bases from the Age of Sigmar models I've made. I've not made, but all the Age of Sigmar models I've used for Old World because I put them on square bases. So I can just use those extra round bases for them. But yeah, this gal will probably be a priest. I don't know what I'll use her for. I definitely don't know what I'm going to use the other one for. It's because I don't know what the new Imperial armor is going to be like, because they're obviously going to have to change the old Imperial armor book to check because of the new codex. So I'm going to wait. Also, I need to go through all of the Agents of the Imperium stuff, because I can obviously add up to 3 agents in. And see what's good there to use. But we need to finish building this little dude here. I'm gonna put them back into their little plastic packet, which is full of resin powder. Be very, very careful. Piece is already broke off. Is there no Sigmar mail? Sigmar mail? I'm sorry, I'm confused about Sigmar mail. Look, the finest of Mechanicus to transliterate that. Oh gosh. But yeah, let's go. Also, I've got a Hive Tyrant to want to build. That might be fun. So I need to go through here. What's meant to be on the front? I'm guessing it's a searchlight. I'm guessing that's where the searchlight is meant to go. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, that is where the searchlight's meant to go. Oh, we've not given it for smoke launchers, for grenade launchers. I guess that's a good idea to give it. Where's my clippers? Not those clippers, these ones. There we go. Do you think anti-tyranid squads watch Starship Troopers for motivation? Probably. Probably. I mean, Starship Troopers probably exist in the 40k universe. Whether they found the old SCCs to make their movies, to print them off and be able to watch them, I don't know. Maybe they read the old book. Do I want to add a searchlight to it? We could just add the smoke launchers here and be like, there. Who needs a light? Who needs a light when you got smoke launchers? Actually, the smoke launchers look like they'll be really cool here. We'll hold there. Smoke launchers look like they'll be good here. Obviously, they'll be best somewhere like here. Maybe one at the front. Just like shooting out. Is there meant to be a specific point where the smoke launchers go? No. How come it doesn't want to stand up then? I don't think of any of the iconic bug movies. There's them, maybe Eight-Legged Freaks. I think Aliens could work. It doesn't need to be... Yeah, Aliens. Ancient Terran research documents. See now, I want a book series that is a more mundane in 40k. What's on television? Okay, but actually has been some cool stuff like that. If you read books that focus on Imperial Guardsmen, every so often you see more about the mundane lives of a guardsman. The Last Chance has had a couple of things like that. For instance, they even had like effectively a limo dropping off some officers and like them going to the pub and listening to radio broadcasts and stuff. And they had cars, they had city, they had nightlife, and it was on just like a normal civilian world. And that was kind of cool. I think it even did mention something similar to television. Obviously, the type of stuff would vary world to world for how these things go. Okay, let's get to Imperial Eagles on the model. And I want to get some candles on it. Oh gosh. I bet it's like US broadcasting, but instead of ads, it's propaganda every 5 minutes. It's probably a mix of both, to be honest. Just like US broadcasting. Oh, gosh. Because a lot of Imperium still revolves around trade. Actually, most of Imperium does, so... Especially on the more peaceful worlds, I imagine life would actually be relatively peaceful worlds that aren't just overpopulated hive cities. or for our massive forge worlds or industrial worlds, I'd imagine life of a typical person would be relatively similar to what you'd expect today or maybe in the 1960s. It depends on the time period. I say depends on the time. Depends on the planet, what time period you're looking at, what country you're looking at in the world. I imagine some worlds would vary. It would vary world to world, ultimately. Putting little imperial crosses on it. I'd of course that isn't Necron Tomb or within range of a high flip. With Harlequins doing performances, what's going on with Imperium? I bet there's a lot of opera. I imagine there is opera. I think, there is a lot of theatre. Because I do remember something about theatre being mentioned in a book. And it's similar to, WW1, where on the 20s, they often had theatre productions going on. And actually in WW2, in the back lines, they often had, for camps, they had performances. People came to the, to be entertainment and stuff. You had performers come in. I think similar sorts of things do happen in 40k, so imagine theatre is quite common. I imagine as a result, opera itself must be common. Yeah. Eek. Opera would be fitting because a lot of these dictatorships like the opera for some reason. I wonder if golf is common. Oh, but it's a lovely what? Could you imagine from like having their own Captain America comics and like actors and stuff? Or Looney Tunes. They probably have Looney Tunes. Because they don't like computers and stuff, I like to imagine, basically anything before the 80s. I like to imagine the civilization life. If you just look at from the 50s, maybe the 40s. Actually, maybe anywhere from the 20s to the 70s is probably what you'd expect most worlds to look like if they're not hive worlds, industrial worlds, or feudal worlds. Yeah. It's all for War Diaries of Sly Marble. We probably do have a Sly Marble film. Bet just Sly Marble isn't even a real person. And everything we know about Sly Marble is just actually their Rambo films. It's just like there's a massive Rambo film series and no one's actually aware that he's not real. Oh, it's a bit like War for Worlds. People thought for War for Worlds broadcast was real in America. Maybe that's actually, that'd actually be hilarious. I would not mind if GW3 turned around and said, it turns out that Sly Marble was never real. It's all just incoherent screaming. Are guardsmen normal humans or very long-lived too? Depends on the guardsman regiment. A lot of guardsmen are normal humans, technically. Tempestus Scions can actually be very long-lived because often they come from very wealthy families. And commissars and stuff like that, and priests and whatever, they're often long-lived because they come from very wealthy families. And they generally have a lot of investment and skill and stuff. So often the Imperium puts money and wealth into, keeping them around so you don't lose them. Because they're a very valuable asset. That's what they feel from us. They've put a lot of investment into them for a valuable asset. They don't want to lose them. So I imagine a lot of them can be very old. Then you've got Yarick, who lived hundreds of years as well, and I know a bunch of other named characters have lived a very long time, despite only being human. Because the Imperial War heroes, they are wealthy and they can keep themselves around. Your average guardsman, though, is not going to be long-lived. Some guardsmen are going to be very short-lived, even if they survive all the wars, because it's just... Well, some of them are going to be short-lived because that's just how they evolved on that planet. But tens of thousands of years of living on this planet just meant that the people's population is generally rather short-lived. Some of them have more long-lived populations. It's just a natural evolution. They look like not. It's a bit like, do you know, the Cadians have purple eyes. I believe they are also more long-lived. And they're generally more resistant to psychic and demonic influences. And that's just how they evolved. Some also will come from genetic stock that were engineered back in the Dark Ages or after or before. Some of them also do genetic engineering or give them life enhancement. So some of the really elite guard regiments that you don't necessarily hear about do some stuff where it's like they send their best troops, and these best troops are effectively genetically modified humans. I've only got for ones like the Kriegs who are very short-lived, I believe. Like these clones don't even if they will usually die of old age at a very young age. If they somehow survive all the violence. But not all of them. Some of them live a long time as well. Hey Verlamon, how you doing? Wealthy families. Science come from Scholar Pugnium. You mean the wealthiest orphanage? True. I thought a bunch of people in the Scholar Pugnium also weren't just orphans. They were like third sons of wealthy families and like third daughters and stuff. Ones that weren't considered important, and as a result, they were basically sent to this boarding school. There's a bunch. I don't think commissars also come from the same sort of schooling as well. Like it's an orphanage, but also where they get sent. These less important family members get sent to become worthwhile of the Imperium. Maybe I misread or heard or something. You having a good day? Yay! Oh yeah, Scholar also takes in wealthy children, but the main bulk is war orphans. Yeah. Either way, they're generally kept alive either by wealthy families or because the Imperium thinks they're worthwhile keeping around. Because the Imperium will keep you around if they think you're worthwhile. Most named characters, and actually not just most named characters, most people who are considered characters or, you know, leaders in the codexes, like this priest here, would be considered valuable enough to keep alive for a long time. Your average guardsman, though, not so much. But again, it depends, because guardsmen are usually taken for a tithe paid by a planet. So a planet, to be part of Imperium, has to pay a tithe, and part of that tithe is... Oh, what do I want to call it? I'm opening up another bot. The tithe... Oh yeah, sometimes they pay tithes in money. Often they pay tithes in soldiers. And they take their best soldiers from their planetary defense forces and send them to the Imperium. Sometimes they don't want to send the best soldiers, so instead they'll send a lot of soldiers. Or they don't even have good quality soldiers to begin with. These best soldiers can sometimes be on Tempestus Scion levels. Most of them are just normal guardsman levels, but most of the time it's just because they're the elite of the planet. Other times they just send genetically modified superhumans off who are equivalent to the elite, well-trained people, but they might just be 5-year-olds. They're not quite to Space Marine levels, but they are still certainly above normal human standards. A normal human can only be at their standard after years of training and just being the best of the best. Some of them aren't even that well trained, but they're just so well equipped, it doesn't matter how well trained they are. Like their armor is better, they like have personal shield generators, their last guns are just better, they've got auto tracking systems and developed machine spirits. And they make up for the lack of capability with extreme technological capabilities. So they're just representative of any number of people. Usually it just means for elite soldiers. Like a guardsman, you have to remember, is an elite soldier. Your planetary defense forces are usually not going to be as good as a guardsman. It's easy to forget that these, what we often consider cannon fodder, is actually an elite soldier, an elite of the elite. Boyston Firstborn, an entire regiment of Firstborn sons and daughters carrying family heirlooms into battle. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. It's like, and these family heirlooms are not necessarily even actually good weapons. Because I think it was like one of them where the First and Firstborn weapons were kind of unreliable in one of these. I can't remember. I don't even remember if it was a book or if it's just like an extract in the codex where the guns weren't super reliable. It was effective for like going into war with a musket. Or do you know the rifle from WW1, but you're trying to fight in a modern war? But because it's a family heirloom, you're taking it anyway. But because they're the firstborn, because they're so well trained and disciplined, it didn't matter that the weapon was worse quality than the other guardsmen because they just shot so much better. It's like, yes, you're firing 10 shots at the time it takes me to fire 1 shot, but I'm hitting my target with my 1 shot. So, yeah. It's like, you get 10 shots, 2 of them hit, but both of them are glancing hits that aren't hitting vital areas. Where you get 1 shot, it hits the vital area. Sure, the gun's not as powerful. Sure, it doesn't fire as quickly. It doesn't matter. And it's like the Catachan, they go into battle, they wear barely any armor, but they're just so tough, it doesn't matter. It's like, you just shot me. It's like, doesn't that hurt? It's like, it kind of stings. You lost an arm. Well, I'll grow it back later. Toru, hello, how you doing? If a dude gets shot by a musket ball or modern bullet, he's going to have a bad day either way. Yeah. These heirlooms weapon could vary, but they tended towards venerable patterns of weapon that are very well crafted, but it breaks. Good luck finding replacement parts. Yeah. That's another issue of First and Firstborn. And then you get other regiments where it's like, was one regiment this is like from really old codexes, so I'm not necessarily sure how accurate it is. And they're telling you how to make guardsmen, and you know how old it is, because it's like, they were telling you to use non-GW parts to make the models. But they're like talking about a regiment, and it's like a super elite regiment. They use advanced targeting systems. They got this really cool armor and everything, but all of us fighters are like teenagers, and they don't know how to fight, and they're all scared. They still use normal guy stats despite being equipped well enough that they could be a Kalaskin. It's like, oh, I like those types of things. I really like these things where where one stat line can represent any number of dudes. Replacement parts in this case are artisanal crafted. Yeah, they have to be crafted by hand. Oh. Wait, don't they go into battle with like not go into battle, but don't go into war zones with like crafters and stuff? And built by one person in a workshop, he makes like 10 a day if you're lucky. Oh yeah, and then you've got the issue of like certain areas. It gets very hard for them to get the parts because tech priests don't like non-tech priests building stuff, and the people who would technically build these artisanal weapons aren't tech priests. And they go into battle alongside another regiment, and the regiment handles most of the logistics. They got loads of tech priests and stuff, and they just don't allow them to do things. So it's like, ooh. And then you get other tech priests who are like, oh my gosh, a major artisan from like a bygone era. Oh, I want to know everything you know. You are like my hero. And then you get other tech priests who are like, you're coming after my job. I'm going to shoot you in the head. Yeah, Warhammer is very, very furried. It likes its stereotypes, but it also likes to go against those stereotypes. And that's what I love about Warhammer. It recognizes stereotypes of thing, and a lot of people fall into... Oh no, this flap on my little Black Templar box that I use for all my spare parts broke off. But anyway, I'm looking for decoration parts. Okay, this is a good thing because we got candles to put on it. Yeah. My Black Templar, in my lore, they have a forge ship. Actually, most Space Marine chapters do have forge ships. So in my Black Templar lore, their main ship is half forge ship. And as a result, they get most of the parts they need just by building it themselves. Okay, I do. One of these little packets I have is filled with parts that I thought would be good for vehicles. I eventually want to make some Mechanicus models to represent the Mechanicus that go around with my Black Templar. Pity for poor Mechanicus Mad who has to deal with the logistics of a war zone. Though probably constantly replace his parts due to them. In this case, literally burning up. Yep. Also, your Black Templars are basically fully fleet. But yeah, most Black Templars are. My idea is for my Black Templars. Actually, I've got an entire story planned out for them. So what it is he came with a very small fleet of predominantly Primaris stuff onto this ball of a planet that he captured. It wasn't very hard to capture. The people were very impoverished, and as so he built his Black Templar fortress there, you know, to recruit more Black Templar, because that's what the Black Templar do. Every time they capture a planet, they build a fortress, leave some Marines there, and then they recruit. They defend the planet, train them up, and recruit some Space Marines. Sometimes forcibly, sometimes willingly. And he recognised that this dirt ball of a planet has more potential than it's actually showing off, so he tries to make it better. He has his own ship, and he makes a deal with effectively the Majos taking care of his ship to, you know, try getting better equipment. So he works alongside them. But then they did their little crusade, they managed to expand, and then they found on a planet that they were crusading through, and one of the planets they attacked was was an important point in the Horus Heresy, and they managed to liberate it, and they found a massive cache of, you know, Horus Heresy era equipment, and they took that as a sign for the Emperor that the Emperor wanted them to take this place. So they ended up trying to generate more firstborn Marines and using the equipment, but some of the equipment they had to replace with Primaris parts. Yeah. And, you know, more modern parts, which is why they use, which is why we've got the relic. Why we got the relics, guys. Yeah. Then part of the law is that they also got attacked by another Space Marine group. Perhaps another Black Templars that were more traditionalist and didn't like him. And it was a mini civil war. He beat them, took their own ship. So yeah, but like most Black Templar, they are fully fleet-based, and they have and ultimately ended up with a forge ship. Or his main flagship being effectively converted into half of a forge ship to help maintain his legion and to maintain the soldiers he was trying to bring with him. A lot of this does go against the Codex Astartes, but he doesn't care. And a lot of this also goes against, you know, the entire Imperial doctrine of, you know, not anybody having the capability of, you know, if you've got an Imperial Guardsman regiment, it has to be entirely infantry or entirely armoured stuff. You can't have both of them combined. And you can't have a navy being able to support them. Everything has to be separately and divided, so if one of them rebels, not everybody can rebel. But, yeah, he doesn't care. So he's going around with... If he got corrupted by chaos, it'll be very, very bad. But he's not gonna... Maybe he will be. I don't know. You know what this needs? Gatling guns. Yeek. Do you think this improves the entire model in general, just adding extra Gatling guns? Maybe over here. Yeah, Gatling guns behind, just in case so you don't get attacked. And you go, and then you shoot your own fuel tank. No, the fuel tank needs to protect it. Put Gatling guns on it. Yeah, but everyone knows that free space means you're exempt from those silly rules. Got to be self-sufficient, out to avoid. Yeah. But no, yeah, most Space Marine chapters and stuff have their own forge ships, and the Black Templars have multiple of them. And most ships have forges on board them, you know, to help maintain your own ship. Well, most of the bigger ships. So if that's what he's going with, or at least that's where my entire ideas are with my Black Templar. Which of these has the packet in that I thought was good? No, that's not it. Shoulder pads, plasma cannons. Oh, is this it? No, that's Inquisitor stuff. That's bolt pistols. That's cool weapons. That's heads. Oh, here we go. Here's my cool stuff. Oh, that's a little cool symbol. I could put that here. I need to cut off the little bits of the back, but that could go be cool here. Yeah. I wish Voidborn Forge's veins were a thing in Battlefield Gothic. That would be so cool. Craft worlds are... I can't imagine a mobile forged vein is any bigger. Yeah, they should be fine. I think they're smaller than craft worlds, aren't they? Actually, I don't know what a vein is. I know that most of the forged ships are much smaller than craft worlds. But yeah, Black Templar definitely have quite a few forged ships because they need the... Obviously, they're fleet-based chapter in general, and they need the... And they build fortresses everywhere they go. So it makes sense that they would have forged ships. I like the idea that he has a good relationship with the Mechanicus on his main ship, so that they help bend the rules with him. He lets them bend the rules, so some rules, and they in turn let him bend some rules. My character's main problem is that he's not very good at diplomacy. Like, he is terrible. He is terrible at talking to people. Hello, kill. Also, my face hurts. Someone threw something at me. Forge vein is a term given to a particular... Oh, that's cool. Oh, what's he called? What are they called? I can't remember. Oh yeah, my character is really bad at diplomacy. Like, he would not make a good diplomat. He is not good with his words. He is too stoic. If he has an idea and you don't like the idea, he will do a very bad job at convincing you that his idea is better, and he'll very quickly resort to punching you in the face. And this is not very good. This is how he ended up fighting with other Black Templar and so on. And why he's out in the middle of nowhere when no one wants to be. Hi, Nana Fate, how you doing? A giant manufacturing forge city on a forge world would be called a forge vein. Equally well, a network of interconnected forces is also a vein. Oh. Oh, Space Wolf symbol. That's on my drop pod. Oh no, that's a dark angel symbol. I'm just looking for cool decoration. I could put this thing on it. It's on my Titan I got ages ago. Just a resin block. Oh. I think that will be useful. There's some cool stuff in here. I kept seeing them before and I kept thinking that would be really cool next time we build a vehicle. Gonna give it a little knight helmet. There we go. Actually, that looks kind of cool to me. Isn't that kind of cool? Just like having a knight helmet looking down. The glue snack is back. No, there's no glue snack. You got bagels because you don't know how to make them. Oh, you bought bagels because you don't know how to make them. I don't know how to make bagels either. I don't want to make a bagel. Just eat the bagel. Oh, random backpack. Did we give an arm? I think a tank needs an arm. Give the tank a hand. Do you need a hand? Multi-melter. We can give it another Gatling gun. Pow, 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 pow. Pow, 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 pow. There we go. There's another one somewhere. And all these bits and bobs. That's a Blood Angel symbol. Imperial Fists. There we go. I think this is a very good symbol to put on it. Just have to find a place where it can actually fit. I guess if I could trim this down, I could put it right here. But nah, that barely fits. Oh. No, it's too detailed to attach this anywhere. Anyway, cool anyway. I'd have to trim and file down parts of a model just to get it to fit on. Like trying to put it there, it's... Oh. That looks okay. I guess the guy like could jump out and just like grab a sword from the book. I guess this is just gonna have to go into a different vehicle. I'll put it into my little vehicle thing. Do you know what symbol could go here? This one. Could put that just over the gap. Nah. I think I'll save that for a different thing. Oh, but wait a minute. A little eagle head. Like a little gargoyle thing. Oh, that's cool. And if I got a second one, this would be cool, like on the front bumpery bits. On like the back. Okay, there's a weird looking part here. I'm trying to figure out where it is to grab it. and what it is. An antenna? No idea what this is. Would clip that bottom part away and put it there though. Nah. Okay, let's look at other stuff. We got the kits it came with. What do I want to build here? Let's put the candles on it. Hi, Mississippi Redcon. I've done something awful. I just made some fruit tea. It's meant to be done without milk. I just absentmindedly put milk in it. Oh no. Oh no. You can't be forgiven for that. I'm sorry. It's like a hot milkshake. Hot milkshake. Impossible. Impossible. I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay, I'm putting little candles on this thing now. Because obviously, if you've got something like this, it needs candles. I need to buy more candles just so I can decorate more vehicles with candles. Because I realise the best way to give it for Black Templar over religious church-like zealot thing to these vehicles, to avant-garde vehicles, is just cover it in candles. It's a perfect method. Tank is going to have so much flame that the Sisters of Battle are going to be jealous. Yeah. Also, it can light its own candles. Oh gosh. Why am I using these clippers? These clippers are terrible. They are not clipping it properly. Where did I put my other clippers? Is it buried under all of the... It is buried under all of the little plastic packets. Unfortunately, I don't have that many candles. Oh, be careful. Where did you get those candles? They look pretty third party. They are third party. I got them from something called Anvil Forge, I believe. Anvil Industry. You can't see that. Anvil and candles. I like to buy third party stuff if there's because it's nice to have GW plastics, but GW doesn't sell a lot of stuff separately. And that it's just expensive buying an entire kit just for a single part of a kit. So I guess I could make my own candles, but you know, that's more effort than I'm willing to put in. And I buy a bunch. Nice. I don't know. I don't know if they only ship them for UK or not. A lot of the stuff I get is on Etsy as well. Yeah. GD makes me sad sometimes. GW. I love this game and world with company. Company is okay at times. They used to. I think a lot of it comes down to a lot of legal troubles they had. Because one of the things they used to do is they used to promote the idea that you could build without GW models or without Games Workshop Citadel models, whatever. And that third party was fine, and that making your own stuff was fine. And they still very much, you know, promote the idea of making your own stuff from green stuff or whatever. But they've had a couple of legal battles against, you know, companies that were just making Games Workshop models unofficially, which obviously they're going to be upset about. And they had some struggles in those battles because of these sorts of promotions. Like the idea that they're saying it was fine to make models not using GW stuff. And they made, like, one of the reasons why I find data sheets get removed for models they no longer make, or models they never made, is because they lost with them. It was ruled against them that anybody who made a model that Games Workshop made a datasheet for but didn't make models for were allowed to make those models. So Games Workshop ultimately decided to stop making datasheets that they didn't make models for. And if they decided a model wasn't profitable to continue making, they stopped wanting to make datasheets for that model. Which is, it explains a lot of why they actually do stuff. Like, it sounds weird, it sounds crazy, but I can understand those types of things. It's not the greatest of reactions, but I can definitely understand why a company wants to protect its IP and wants to, you know, do these things. That being said, every so often you do see them promote stuff that aren't GW plastic entirely. Like sometimes they're what's it called? Like when they do their own conversions and they're like showing off how you can make certain models and how you can use them. And they're like, that's not Games Workshop plastic. I really don't like 3D printed stuff. They're very heavily against it. That being said, if you don't plan to play in any tournaments, they don't care. Is this for Cupcake Bakery Tank? It is! We're adding little... oh, it's a... Add a little... What's it called? Yeah. Why did I say also? I don't know. My mind's broken today. I'm adding candles, that's the word. I've just been adding cool little symbols like that one and this one. Trying to give it more of our own feel to it. Now I've used up almost all of my candles. 4 candles. You want some fart candles? No, 4 candles. I love that idea that G-Dubs has to protect an IP that is basically a hodgepodge parody of about 8 different sci-fi universes. Yeah. Cuptle? Cuptle? Cuptle! Someone wants us to speak. I think Erlen's speaking. Erlen, I'm sorry. I don't know why Cuptle stopped. Are you working, Cuptle? Cuptle is tired. Ungroup say command. Cuptle isn't working.
Cupcakes for the cupcake god. Test message.
Okay, finally you're working. Oh gosh, cupcakes of a cupcake god, yeah! I want to get some purity seals on this thing. I want to put Black Templar symbols actually on it because I don't think Black Templars would decorate their serfs' tanks with their own symbols. I do think they would go overboard with other symbols. Now, also, where's purity seals? I think we should put purity seals all over this thing. Here you go. This is GW plastic mostly. Okay, no, that's not for them. That's not for them. I'm gonna have to start dividing these by boxes. Okay, we got them. Put that to one side. Those are heads. Those are heads. I've used all of that I wanted. I've used all of them that I wanted. I've used all of them that I wanted. Not using them. Where is it? There's meant to be another packet in here that's just filled with Black Templar accessories. There we go. Returning to previous point, how many Marines make up your crusade? Just trying to figure out how many barges and strike cruisers you probably have. At the moment, wait, how many Marines have I made currently? How many Marines do I still have to make? Or how many Marines are in my 30,000 points that I've planned out? If I were to try and remember, it's about 700 Marines. Maybe. Actually, the phone I've got it all on is not powered on at the moment. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's about 700 Marines. And I think that includes neophyte models as well. So... yeah. Actually, I can go through, I think, into the notes. Google Notes. Nope. Casanova, Black Templar stages. There we go. Oh, that one broke. Doctor Notes, Eldrick's Key. BSD, no. Stellaris, Cards of Chaos. Cards of Chaos, is this it? Nope. Ah, the notes that transferred over to my new phone did not transfer over properly. Eldrick's Key. What about this one? Title. Untitled. Untitled. Well, yeah, it's about 700. So glad I kind of play a cheap version of 40k. 700 Marines, holy moly. Well, it's not just 700 individual Marine models. It represents as well all of the vehicles they use, so all of the crew for the vehicles are included. Dreadnoughts also count as a single Marine. Most vehicles have multiple Marines on board in my idea. That's quite a few vehicles. That's where a lot of them come from. I imagine that half of a vehicle's crew is always neophytes, because if they have to learn how to drive the vehicles at some point, they might as well do it in training. I still play Age of Sigmar 340. Hello, Werewolf Games! How you doing? So about 7 companies worth. Yeah. There's 10 detachments, and each detachment is 3,000 points. Some detachments have over 100 Marines, some have much less. I'm doing good here. How about you, Conjurer? I'm doing okay too. Actually, I'm not doing too okay. I'm not feeling well today. My tummy's been really bad and my chest has been hurting me, which is why I'm not painting today. I'm just making models because I didn't feel up to doing much. And why I'm taking it very, very slowly. Okay, maybe it was this packet. Where is that other packet? Not that one. Not this one. Not that 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 one. Right, put that to one side. That one over there into just completely ignore. Into completely ignore. Completely ignore. Completely ignore packet. Completely ignore these 2 packets. Okay, here we go. Okay, no, it's definitely not that packet. Oh, is this it? No. How did I lose an entire packet of just parts? It's not over here, is it? So, by my best guesses, you'd probably have a barge, 4 or so strike cruisers, maybe a dozen escorts of various classes, all in decent little campaign fleet by Battlefield Gothic standards. Oh, I'm not entirely sure. In my mind, I imagine they had one big ship, probably a couple of smaller ships to defend it and escort it, maybe up to 4 actually, by the end. The other idea is that they captured a ship from, a civil war effectively. And that was another decent sized ship, but that was damaged, so it's mostly spends its time in orbit being repaired very slowly. And that's about it. I imagine maybe they had another ship, maybe a medium sized ship, but they had 1 Nord ship, 4 small escort ships, and then 1 other ship. And that maybe once they started working alongside the Imperial Guardsmen, they would get some extra ships from the Navy and so on. Although it wouldn't be under... Actually, it would probably be under the direct command of Alderic, because Black Templars almost always take command of fleets that end up in their vicinity. Because Black Templars are considered the best fleet masters. But... yeah, but they technically don't belong to him, but he'll just be effectively borrowing them. Alderic practice. Alderic, though, doesn't really like fleet battles very much. He prefers being on the land. That's another one of his... He's not the best at fleet battles as far as Black Templar go. Still probably better than your average person, your average admin or whatever. But compared to other Black Templar, he's not the best. He's much better at ground battles. And while he is tactically minded, he mostly just likes to throw himself into battles. So while he can need like the ideas of a general command, as soon as he ends up on the battlefield, he ends up being a useless battlefield commander because he just throws himself into a frenzy at the enemy, wanting to do the biggest, baddest thing there. But as long as he's not on the battlefield, he can actually be a really good commander. But as soon as he gets there, he's like, I'm gonna punch that guy in the face. I mean, he has a giant claw, so he has to. Battle Barge is a battleship class, so it's a chunky beast. Strike Cruiser is a cruiser, so mid-size. Escorts are only big enough for a squad of Marines to operate it. Oh, is that really? That must be really tiny. I imagine that his escorts aren't operated by Space Marines, though. I imagine most of his ships are operated by serfs, you know, for smaller ships. And that the Marines mostly stay on top of his battle barge / forge ship. Okay, I'm gonna fix this by if I just start moving things into a different box. I'll move these for now into that box because the ones that I don't need, I'll move into a different box. Yeah. Different box. Oh, I think I found it. Yeah, I found it. I finally found what I was looking for. It's just a bag of bits. Yeah, crews are augmented with normal humans, but you'll only see a squad of 10 worth of Marines on an escort. Oh, yeah, maybe he does have like the Marines overwatching them. Oh, another idea that I had for my dude is that when he went to a planet that was, you know, suffering... Ooh, this is a cool thing to have. From an infestation, from a Tyranid attack, he decided that the best method of operation would actually be to use his resources to better equip the entire thing. To better equip the planet and train the planet up, rather than just throwing his Marine. Because he recognised that he can't beat everyone on the planet at once. And whilst Marines can be a deciding factor in a single battle, the war wouldn't be won in a single battle. So instead, he did what actually most Marines technically do. When I say most Marines, this is what the Ultramarines like to do. This is sometimes what Black Templar like to do. And I think the Imperial Fists also like to do this. Actually, the Imperial Fists love doing this. And I think that's where I got the idea. And it's rather than fighting for battles, you instead use your extra resources to manufacture mass gear for the local population and use your Marines to train squadrons. You realise that within a month, a single Marine could probably turn 100 people into elite guardsmen. And that the industrial capabilities of your battle barge could equip them all with better gear than your average guardsman. And that if you have 100 Marines, each of them making 100 guardsmen every few weeks, 100 elite guardsmen, that's going to be far better than those 100 Marines actually trying to fight on the front line. So that was my idea of what he did and why he likes to focus heavily on the forge side of stuff. Escorts are still massive warships. They're like 300 to 1,000 meters across. They can definitely fit more than a few Marines. Oh. Also, there's a Marine fleet that allows you to borrow Imperial ships and emplace Marines as captains on said ships. Ooh. I imagine that's maybe what he does then. Okay, what about if I try this packet? What's in here? I could give it a sword. Do you think I should give the tank a sword? Do you think the tank would like a sword? Maybe it would. You want a sword? You want to hit them with a sword? There you go. Take a sword. fun with the sword. Bayonet! Bayonet! Wait a minute. Can I like get a massive like imperial? Where is it? Bayonet! Oh gosh. Yeah, this is why I like Warhammer. It's a silly ideas. Other games wouldn't let you get away with having a bayonet on your giant flamethrower tank, but you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna run with a bayonet idea. I like it too much. This marine training for guard to be elite sounds very familiar, very heretical, loads bolter. You wouldn't know any astral cars, would you? No. Actually, the Imperial Fist likes to do that too. They like, although they don't like, they train the guardsmen to be better defenders. Like the entire idea is they like to build defenses through the Imperial Fist. And part of the building defenses would be training guardsmen to man those defenses. My Black Templary guy recognizes that's a cool thing to do. So but he's like, you know what? Why have them on the defensive? Why not just have them on the offensive? Because he's a Black Templar, not an Imperial Fist. He's not gonna train guardsmen to defend pitiful walls. He's gonna train a guardsman to attack walls. Tyrannid walls of tyrannid flesh. Okay, it's now got a bayonet. Double bayonet! No, it's got one bayonet. That's fine. That's fine. Actually, wait, do I want to... Okay, never mind, it's stuck already. Look, the Templar don't really care for your ideas of what's heretical or not. Because you're wrong. Templars are right. Oh, little flamey flames. Oh, that'd be such a cool place to put it. Yeah. But that little hole is just... I don't want to spill glue everywhere. There we go. Okay, be careful. Be careful. Yeet. Oh no. Ow! That's a big present, but thank you. The story of Astral Claws is really sad. The Babad War is a real tale of loyal Marines pushed past the brink of by an Imperium that really doesn't care. Oh yeah, is it those Astral Claws? I say those ones. The Astral Claws are those Marines. Aren't they the ones that like were on a border that was like really, really difficult to defend? And they were defending it, and then the Imperium attacked them for effectively doing the job. Didn't like the Minotaurs get sent out against them? So when you do decide to get around to painting, what colours are you going to... I'm not painting today, unfortunately. My health is a bit meh. I was planning to paint this guy, or finish painting him rather, in this guy's colours. I was also planning to just fix up a little bit of this dude, but I just didn't feel up to painting today. My health's just been very meh today. It's why I'm even taking this. Ow! I heard about the health issues, but was asking. Yeah, we're painting. We would have paint. Oh no! I knocked off a candle. Maybe I'll use super glue on it. Ow! Bombardment. Yeah, it's the blue. It's the yellows and purples. I can't remember what colours they are exactly. It's Sorry, just let me finish putting this on because it's falling off a lot. Stop sliding down. It was, I think it's Lysander yellow is one of them. Illyrium yellow. There's a contrast purple I really like. We were defending an area of space rich in resources. They were beset by Orcs, Dark, Eldar and Chaos, and decided they needed to use the resources in the defense of a sector. Oh. Yeah, as soon as you don't pay taxes, Imperium gets very upset at you. At first, part of my idea was that I wanted to make some Minotaurs. Do you know the Legion Minotaurs? Not Legion, chapter. And part of the law I was thinking about was that my Templars... Where's the skull? What is it? My Templars would end up getting attacked by the Minotaurs, but defeat them by boarding the vessels that they came in. And that Alderic would duel the Minotaur captain that was sent. Because the Minotaurs were like, a company of Minotaurs should be enough to defeat them with some inquisitorial allies. I decided I didn't like the idea because of Minotaurs being such a special chapter. And then I didn't want to make, you know, like another chapter that's just all it uses them. Does the same stuff Minotaurs do. Could be a good idea that if I did that, the reason they came would actually be over tax. Not over the fact that they destroyed another Black Templar chapter or, you know, Crusade. Because over an argument. Not over the fact that they might get upset at a psychic inquisitor that was capturing Tyranids and experimenting on them. No, maybe the entire thing is that the Minotaurs would come because the worlds hadn't yet paid taxes, apparently, according to the Imperium. They had paid taxes, but the Imperium accounts just hadn't updated yet. That would be hilarious. Minotaurs for High Lords, Lapdogs. Yeah. I was thinking about also maybe not for Minotaurs since it's such a major chapter and such an important one for High Lords, but instead it's just another chapter as a very similar road for Minotaurs, being the Lapdogs of the wealthy. If I had to... I do kind of want to get Emperor's Children. The new Emperor's Children models look kind of cool. And stuff. Oh, no, I need to cut this down. That's what I need to do. That little ball point there is terrible. Did you just break? I did break it, it's true. I might as well just glue this to it anyway. I was just trying to get a purity seal on this last cannon head, because I thought it would be fun, you know. Darn it, the purity seal's upside down, I just realised. Trying to put it on upside down for this entire time. But I'm kind of memming on Minotaurs. I think they're cool, but I hate them. I love... Yeah, everyone hates them, but everyone likes... Well, not everyone likes them, but you know what I mean. Like, I hate Minotaurs, but I love Minotaurs. I think the Minotaur models are also really cool. Like, I don't know if they've ever released a Minotaur model, but... Do you know the way they're described and the way people have built and, you know, made art of the models and stuff? Oh no, built their own conversions models and the art that people have made of the Minotaurs. I think it all looks really cool. And it would be an excuse to buy some of the custodian models and, you know, convert them into Minotaurs and, you know, Horus Heresy equipment. Because they're definitely worthwhile models. They're definitely super cool models. Just this extremely wealthy chapter. I say extremely obscenely wealthy chapter. That's all this cool equipment. Oh yeah, when it comes to Emperor's Children, I was thinking, with the new models that they announced, and you know, they were showing off, I thought it would be cool to make an army. But here we go. There's a purity shield on the side, some little flamey stuff, some candles. Oh, that candle's not very splat on that. Then more candles here, purity seal on the little last cannon, little bayonet. I think that's cool. That makes it feel more unique and more like a Black Templar vehicle. Maybe it could do with more candles, but candles are expensive. It's like a $5 to buy just 10 candles. I don't want to spend that much money on lots of candles. What's this say? Oh god, I hate YouTube. Yeah, YouTube can be annoying at times. YouTube's been messed up recently. Why? What's some issue you're having at the moment? Are you having a lot of issues where the stream keeps stopping and starting? If so, I do think I have a fix for that. Because it shouldn't be on my side, because it doesn't tell me if I'm having any internet connection problems. So it'll be a YouTube side thing. YouTube has been doing stuff to make using adblock harder, mind you. It just locks up streams, and when I refresh it doesn't reload the page half the time. Ooh. That's not great. Yeah, I think our little Malcador tank is cool. our little Malcador Infernus. Oh gosh, I've got to be careful if I not glue my gloves to it. Yeah, that's not very flush with the thing. Need a file down for bottom. Some of these are glued on fine. I might try finding a set where I can just get loads and loads and loads of, you know, decent sized candles. Model pieces set this. And more than just like half a dozen of them, I suppose. So I can just like pile on candles. Oh, I've not fixed them this part here where it's got the obvious different. I've got a little shield to put on it. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, a scroll. A scroll could be good. Maybe a book. Ooh, not a satchel. A satchel will be a bit boring. One of those shields, maybe. Nope. Nope. Ooh, what's this? What's this? What does that look like? No idea what this is. It looks like a little dining plate. Little dining plate. I'll put a skull inside it. I saw scrolls in here. Where did it go? There were scrolls. Don't you want me to put a scroll on? Do you want me to put a book on? I think I'll put. Let me find a book. A book would be good. Not a Mechanicus roundel, is it? No. Maybe it is a Mechanicus roundel. I don't know. It's just a plate. It's got no symbols on it. Okay, I think I have another book here that doesn't have a hand attached. Yeah. A book with a lock on it! It's got a padlock on! Now that's a book and a half. You can barely see it's got a little padlock on. I thought you said it had a skull, made me wonder. No. It's not got a skull inside. I said maybe I could put a skull inside it. Because I've got that skull set for basing. There you go. You can kind of see it's got a little book with a padlock on. Now, that being said, I'll have to kind of trim the other side so it can sit more flush on the model. I like the word flush today. Flush the toilet. Ah, that makes sense. I think this is just white plastic. Seems to work using plastic glue every time I've used it otherwise. Yeah, the one issue with having these different shades of plastic and having to have bright lights to keep the camera working. There we go. Now this looks like a proper vessel that some Black Templar serfs. This sword's gonna break off one day. It keeps getting caught in my gloves. Maybe today. Still, next to this cool person who's connected to a priest. Oh! Priest can stand here and Bernie burn. Bernie burn. Burn away. That makes the priest look massive on the camera. Yeah, this is a decent sized vehicle, like next to a priest. The priest can almost fit under the gun. If she had been, actually she can partly fit under it there. Oh darn it, I broke off another candle. Maybe I do super glue on them. There's a good chance that I didn't, yeah, this one wasn't trimmed down well either. I'd use super glue anyway. We have a saxophone mem, but this is going to be priestess instead of a marine. And not a saxophone, but instead just a straight up flamethrower chainsaw. Do do do. Do do do. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to replace some of the other candles soon enough. Maybe I should use green stuff to put them down, so we got a bit more of a perch. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, it can sword fight. Wacha, 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 wacha. Cho jing ta da. Shum, shum. Oh no, it's got to stop me. Stop, 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 stop. I'm dead. You can't. Ow! Don't throw Twitch bits at me. We're not on Twitch. Look, it's a little drone. It's a little tow drone. Oh, this can actually fly under the gun. Can it fit under here? Can it fit under? Oh, just about not. But it's too wide to fit under. There you go. There you go. What about under here? It can fit under the last cannon. It was. It's actually only a targeting drone, so doesn't do much. I win. Just checking with Dominion fleet. That one that allows you to take Imperial ships or being a marine base. Every 3 strike cruisers would mean a cruiser or Imperial or Mechanicus could be added. Ooh. Yeah, my guy would definitely find a Mechanicus ship and just be like, hey, is that a Mechanicus Forge ship? Mine! Give me! Give me! Yeah, his entire thing is he effectively wants to build a legion of Space Marines, of Black Templar. If he could build 100,000, if he could make his crusade be 100,000 strong Marines, he would. You know, if I got employed by Games Workshop to make lore, I'll add him in. And then it's like, do you know, the next major event they have with the Indomitus Crusade and stuff. But like the next era, I'll just have him appearing with 100,000 Black Templar. And I make his claw even bigger. And I get an official model made for him that has a claw that's even bigger. And his stat line would be absolutely terrible. And everyone would be like, why the hell did we even make this model? It's terrible. Oh no. Actually, no, what would I want to give him a stat line that seems at first really good, and then you start reading parts of it and you're like, what, no. Like, have something where he has to charge if he's within the ability to charge, he has to charge. Every single move he makes has to be towards the enemy warlord. Oh gosh. Well, I'm thinking your Void Vein, that's what I'm calling it now, would definitely come with its own Mechanicus ships. This fleet allows you to take some backup into battles. Ooh. In my mind, I like to imagine that his fleet is kind of impoverished and he's just trying to make it as big and powerful as he can within restrictions. I say within restrictions, within his own limitations. So he's being sent to this backwater area of, the edge of Imperial space to do a crusade to get a bunch of seemingly worthless planets back into the Imperium fold. And he's having more success at making his ground forces larger than he is at trying to make his fleets larger. Partly because there's not much Imperial presence out here, so trying to get hold of anything new is difficult. But he can't just make himself. I mean, he could potentially find like an ancient forge world or a world with like something on it that could potentially produce those ships. Or potentially he could liberate a world that had ships. And then he stumbled across a tech cache and now he has delusions of grandeur. No, the tech cache is basically because he was already at the point, like, the entire idea was just fighting these Tyranids and he was starting to run low on resources and limitations, and he was going to different planets. He was like leading small attacks onto planets to liberate them quickly in a hope of gaining more resources, and that's when he comes across a tech cache. So at like his most desperate point, the Emperor like gifts him this amazing Horus Heresy era stuff, and he puts it into service. And but he's in this period where he just wants to keep making his fleet crusade stronger and stronger and stronger. Even before he found that stuff. Because he has to. He needs to crusade. He needs to gain. He needs to bring back all the ex-Imperial worlds back into the Imperium. And then he needs to go beyond it and get new worlds of the Imperium. And that's not a delusion of grandeur. That's just his job title. That's just in his job description. Now, he does have rules about how he should do it and how he shouldn't do it, but like most Black Templars, he ignores the rules. Except when enforcing those rules onto others. The rules are not for him, but for everybody else to follow. Which is also another reason why other Imperials keep getting upset at him. Oh, gosh. Ah, yes, rules are fee, not for me. There we go. Oh, gosh. But yeah, I like to imagine that he's trying to expand as much as he can within reason. Or within his limited resources. And as a result, ground forces being cheaper to produce than ships, he probably has more ground forces than he has actually ships to maintain, to safely transport them. Those ships are much harder to make and come by. Oh gosh. Well, since most of his campaign has been revolved around a single ground war against some Tyranids, it makes sense. It makes sense. I also don't want him to be too Mary Sue, you know. I don't like the idea of him just being too unlimited. Because I don't know, I just don't like that. I like the idea that in some ways he seems really good, and when you look at just return for it's like if you start reading a page, it's like this guy seems super powerful, and when you turn one page, it's like this guy is a jerk, or this guy's terrible. Oh gosh. Like I like the idea that he's got these Templar serfs and they're relatively well equipped, but there's not too many of them that are capable of fighting. Like they're outnumbered by the Marines. Or they can replace their numbers better than the Marines can, or easier. Da, 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 da. Oh gosh. I didn't break anything off it, did I? I didn't feel anything break off. Where did I put my resin model? I could clean up the resin model. Yeah, I could quickly go off and clean it in the sink with some soapy water. What does this say? Games Workshop Limited 2024. Oh, there's another servo scope here. That's cool. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, this is a cool model. I want to, rather than build it, I want to check some stuff about like how could I convert these things. Look, here we go. Currently, this character has a fan in her hand, and I want to replace that head. So if I cut off this hand, could I take the... Could I take one of these books I've got? Could I take one of these hands? Like, if you look, there's some books with hands on. One of these could be good. This one. Okay, how big is her hand? Her hand is a lot smaller than the hands on these books. I'd have to trim down the wrist of her hand to attach it to her. I could definitely do it, but would I have faith? Yeah, green stuff would be able to also make it easier. I'll probably have to green stuff it. Just a very tiny amount of green stuff would be best. The arm has some really cool details on it as well, so... The issue is the model is so thin. I'm not sure I thought Necromunda models are the same size as Warhammer models, but looking at these, I'm not entirely certain they are. They're the same height, but they're just very, very thin. But sometimes you do find that with Forge World models, they're much thinner than the plastic models. Should definitely make a very good priestess. And I think this is her other arm. Yeah. If that's where she has the staff. I'd probably have to use green stuff anyway to put the model together to make it not break. Like, this tiny joint here is not going to support itself with that giant staff. You would want some green stuff too. Not just gap fill, but to support it. The other body is this body. which is cool. Probably want to give her some shoulder pads or something. Someone who had to hungry hive worlder. Yeah, maybe they are just hungry. I mean, they are meant to be wealthy hive worlders, mind you, but sometimes games, I don't like how grimdark it gets sometimes. Like, it doesn't feel very... It gets a bit too over top at times, like that even wealthy people on hive worlds can't get clean water. It's like... The hive world within about 2 decades would stop being a hive world if that was the case. But people be dying off so incredibly quickly that within a couple of decades, trillions of people would probably become billions of them. Similar to make the struts on the back of a direwolf can confirm Forge Road can be thin. 1,000 yards there intensifies. Yeah. I've had my own share of Forge Road models. They do seem to be... The resin quality has seemingly increased since when I was doing Forge Road before. It does not feel to the same brittleness. And same just how weak it was. Oh, now this is something I think is potentially a flaw. I'd have to look into it. I'm not sure if that's meant to be filled in. I think that's meant to be... I think that's meant to be empty. When this happens, that's the worst thing. I'd have to look at the model, mind you. Let me bring it up. Let me go onto the Games Workshop website. I can see it. Actually, I can probably see it on the packaging. Oh no, yeah, it is meant to be empty. Look at it. That's where it is. But... now that's bad. I've had it do that before, but that's on thicker pieces. On super thin bits like this, where it's a very thin wire connecting to a slightly thicker wire, this is going to be hellish to remove. Honestly, I had to send this as evidence to Games Workshop. Hey, can you please replace this? Yeah, Grimderp's a problem. Like, I don't mind a lot of the grimdark stuff, it's just sometimes it goes over top. That being said, I think sometimes it purposely goes over top, but it's not actually meant to be real. Like, one of my favourite quotes of, you know, the community that they've done is that you should never believe anything that's written in GW. Hello, bats! Beep boop! You should never believe anything that's written in GW lore, or the lore for Warhammer that you read. Because it's like the entire thing of only 13 steam tanks being in existence. It's like, yeah, but it was always more than 13 steam tanks. That's just superstition. But the idea that there's only 13 steam tanks was nothing more than just a superstition that was shared between everybody. Is it that bad? My direwolf had some bits that had that thin extrusion between parts, but I just took a safety. Yeah, I'm doing that now. So it's not on screen. Because partially it's very, very thick and it's a very thin wire here. And like trying to stab through here with my safety blade, it's not going through. There we go, got it through. But as you can see, times I've done this in the past, it was thin enough that if I just stabbed it, it would break off. But as you can see, it's thick enough that it can barely, like, it barely changes colour when I put my finger behind it. Times that I fixed this in before, it was thin enough where you could kind of see through it. This, I can sort of tiny bit see through it, but not by much. And the parts where it gets up to here is just actually just as thick as the wire. Yeah, the paper thin ones are easy enough to deal with. This is not one of them, unfortunately. Technically, it is paper thin, but usually it's like tissue paper thin when it's an issue, like this. Just have to be careful not to break the rest of the model. And be careful that I'm not going to stab myself with this when I'm stabbing through. Bats won from the jump game. Oh my gosh, Bats came in and immediately won for the jump game. Okay, there you go. I cut out a bit of it. GW, I believe, is still really, really good when it comes to customer support, though. Because I've had issues before with Resin when I was a kid. I just took it to the Games Workshop and they just went, okay, we just make a complaint for you to the Games Workshop, and they just immediately got a new model sent out to me. Like, it was just a single part and like a two on I think I'd saved up for it because I bought it physically at a games day. And it was like 100 and something quid. And they just sent me a new model. Like, was one part broken on it. And they're like, okay, yeah, here's a new model. Like, I just wanted the new part because it was a relatively important one. I think that was Elisif on Draken, actually. One of them I had converted into a vampire lord on Zombie Dragon. Okay, it's mostly fixed now. I'd managed to cut through it. Still very difficult. And I hear they're still relatively good with customer service like that. If you do have issues, you can just... It depends. If you bought from Games Workshop directly, which Forge World you have to, of Resin models rather, they're very good. If you bought it from another retailer, you have to make a complaint through that retailer, and if a retailer can't fix it, you then have to take evidence that you made the complaint, but the retailer got back to you and then send that to Games Workshop. And with the evidence that you bought it. And then Games Workshop will finally do something. Or, you know, Warhammer. They don't recall themselves Games Workshop anymore except in stock meetings. Which I guess is a reason to buy from the website. Also, by the way, if you ever buy from the website, I think a year afterwards they'll send you a £10 voucher. Because I was reading about someone having that happen to them, and then I ended up getting it happening to me. Which is why I got some I bought a bunch of stuff. Like this thing and a box of Attillans and something else cost me 19 quid because I had vouchers. There we go. You can't buy much for a tenner from Games Workshop website, mind you. Oh, but still, you can still see bits of lines on it, though. I'm going to have to definitely... The issue with trying to clean up these lines, it's not like plastic. One, you don't want to be filing at Resin unless you got a ventilation mask on, because Resin is toxic. And 2, it's so brittle and fragile. And only then, after you solved pi for 26 millionth time, or 26 millionth point, summoned to defeat the Gardener and the end of the universe and discovered the lost treasure of Slastic Empire, they may consider refunds. Oh yeah, I don't know how good they are for refunds, but when it comes to replacements, they're very good. Like, in all my experiences, whenever I've had an issue where a kit was broken or deformed or whatever, even if it was just one piece in the kit and I complained, they just sent me the entire set again. I think if you had an issue where, let's say you bought the new Combat Patrol and one of the Italian Rough Riders was broken, like it was missing pieces, or the pieces had been crushed in transit, or the mode had warped, they'll probably just send you a set of Italian Rough Riders. They probably wouldn't send you an entire Combat Patrol as replacement, but in my experiences, they've generally been very good with stuff, which I guess is one of the major reasons to shop directly from the website. Only time I've ever heard people having difficulty with it is when they bought it from third-party groups. But that being said, yeah, refunds, I have no idea if it's hard to get refunds. I've never tried getting a refund. I think they haven't needed to test that theory yet. Yeah, it used to be that Games Workshop models, they had quite the old ways that they did stuff, especially Resin, they usually had way more issues than they do now. Like, let me put it this way, is old kits I used to get, all of these areas here, these gaps, would have that paper thin thing that I was just getting rid of on it. Oh, you got another part here. But you can just cut it straight off a fan. You'd often have, like, each of these fan points here would have bits of resin just blinking off them. You'd probably have this entire dresser would also have paper thin resin just coming off it. That used to be how bad the modes were. They needed a lot of cleaning up. Now you've still got some cleaning up to do, but you don't have as much cleaning up. As the old models did. Yeah, and these areas here you'll definitely be having to rake off parts of resin between each of these lines effectively. And again, for old plastic models, often had a lot more imperfections in them. You'd have a lot more of what I think it's called twisty sprue or twisted sprue or whatever, where rather than being straight line sprue, it's just all looks clumped because it just came out the mold wrong or went into it injected wrong. So back when I used to play a lot, that's when I had a lot of it. I say I had a lot. It wasn't uncommon to get issues in your sets, and I think Games Workshop made up for it with the fact of, oh, a few of your weapons are broken on your sprue. Well, here's an entire new set of militia for you, or here's a new set of marines. And it's like, oh my gosh, I can easily fix up the broken model parts that I have, or at least with some spares. So having another set just like saves me so much money for buying new models in the future. It's a nice bonus. I don't think they have to do that anywhere near as much now. That being said, the Death Corps of Krieg box set had a really, really bad issue. like I showed you guys the fact that when I opened up my Death Corps of Krieg, the cardboard protective layer that's meant to be in the bottom, because where the book and stuff is, was just completely and utterly destroyed. And parts of a model of the sprue had broken off and was just scattering around the bottom of the box. Now, none of the pieces, as far as I'm aware, are broken from what I looked at, and it was only a couple of small parts that had broken off. But I know a bunch of other people who, their Death Corps of Krieg set was just absolutely torn to pieces. Like, they opened up the box and you had sprues mangled, because obviously it had been transported and the books were too heavy for the cardboard supports and must have been shaken around a lot in transport, so that just means you had the book just constantly just smashing into the stuff, which I can see happening. Although for my idea, I don't think it was the book was too heavy for the support. I assume, like, based on my box, it didn't look like the support had been put into a box correctly, and the book had been placed wrongly on top of it and crushed it underneath it rather than anything else. At least that's what it looked like in my box. It's hard to tell, you don't know that. So I imagine maybe it was a manufacturing issue with it. So from the sounds of it, there's a bunch of people that had to get replacement parts or, you know, new kits for their Death Corps of Krieg that they ordered. Which is sad. Thankfully, I'm not amongst them. Oh, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to build this one as. I'm thinking if the Imperial armor will still have Death Corps marshals in it, maybe I can make an equivalent of that. I'm not sure if I open up the codex. I've got the codex here. Oh, by the way, don't forget to like and sub, you crazy eggs. Oh, you'll end up being smashed up and mangled in a sprue box. No, that sounds terrible. No, you won't. You won't. You won't. I mean, I could have her be a psyker. But, you know, Black Templars, we can't have psychers. Slime Marbo proxy. She could be a Slime Marbo proxy, you think? You think? Slime Marbo proxy? I've liked it ages and I've been following for a while now. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, they do still have Caden Castellans here. That's cool. Ooh, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. You won 350. Wait a minute. Why are you celebrating? You lost 350. You did a slot for 700 and you only won half of it back. And I could make her... The issue if I make her a Caden Castellan, she can't be equipped to... Yeah, she can only be added to... Oh, Caden Shock Troopers and Caliskin. They do have Death Marshal, guys. I could make her a Commissar, couldn't I? Oh, yeah, she could be a Commissar. Ooh, do you think I could green stuff a little Commissar cap on her? Cut off the top of her head and like, cut off the Commissar cap. Add it to her head. That could work. That could work. The only issue with making her a priest is that I want my priests to all have Vindicators, you know, the chainsaw flamethrower, like this woman has. But she doesn't have a chainsaw flamethrower. The alternative is she has a holy pistol and a power weapon, which is okay, I suppose. Not as cool. In fact, it's generally just much worse. Yeah, why would you have a holy pistol? Huh. Wait, what does a holy pistol do? Strength 4 compared to strength 5. Oh, it gets 3 attacks, and it just counts as a pistol. Oh, okay, I can see why you'd have a holy pistol. You can use it in combat. Get 3 extra shots. Could be good if you're fighting things like orcs or tyranids. Yeah, I could replace her upper arm with one holding a plasma pistol. Yeah, she would definitely make a fun commissar if I could get a commissar hat on her. Oh, gosh. I need to figure out what sorts of Imperial agents I can have in the army as well. You can't have regimental attaches anymore, though. That's a bit of a disappointment. I'm guessing they're going to be in Legends. I'm hoping they'll be in Legends. We'll know enough in, like, next week. Because I don't mind using Legends. Legends is cool. By the way, have you seen the cover of this thing? It's soft. I can't show you how soft it is. Actually, can you see from the side? You see, it's slightly thick. Oh. It's nice. It's a very, very nice cover. It's like velvet. This box set for Krieg, I'd say it's worth it just for the Codex cover. Also, this cool box it comes in. Like, it's a cool box. It's also got the instruction kit in it. And the other little cards. Huh. No, what? Where's my phone? Phone, come over here. New recruit. Templar serfs. Allied units. What can I get? I can get a demon host. Alexis assassin. Canis Rex. No. Death Watch kill team now, thanks. Damned legionnaires. No, thank you. Espen. Okay, I don't want a named character. I don't like using named characters even when I'm proxying them. Imperial Navy Breacher, so that's not a person. Imperial Rhino. Indomitor. An Inquisitor. I could add her as an Inquisitor. Inquisitorial Agents as a unit. Janus Dialect. I don't know who that is. Ricardo Weaponsmith. We need to bring back the Weaponsmiths. Knights counts as an attaché, I thought. Yeah, Knight counts as an attaché. Or rather, assay. Yeah. A knight. No, you can. I think you can have an attaché of knights, and you can also have you can have one knight, or I think 3 wargraves. Is it now? Not wargraves, amateurs. And he can have up to 3 Imperial agents. I think he can have both. Oh, Navigator. Ooh. I can add someone as a Navigator. That sounds cool. Rogue Trader Entourage? No. I don't have an entourage for them. Voidman, Vigilant Squad, Warlord Titan, Watchmaster. What does a Navigator do? They can have a Force Orb. I guess that could count as a Force Orb. Yeah, Armigers can be taken in 3. They used to be deployed into squads of up to 3 in 8th and 9th, so that's a holdover rule. Oh. I know you can't take both a... Oh gosh, why is the focus gone? There you go. I know that you can take... I know that you can't take an Armiger and an Imperial Knight, which is a bit sad. Navigator. Save 5+, 3 wounds, toughness 3. They have an invulnerable save of 4+, so the armor save doesn't really matter. Third Eye, Psychic. At the start of your shooting phase, select one enemy unit that's within 12 inches of and visible to this model. That enemy unit must take a battle shock test. Ugh. Subtracting 2 from the suit if it is an infantry unit. If the test is failed, the enemy unit suffers 3 more. Okay, maybe that's not too bad then. 3 mortal wounds. Gaze into the Imperium Psychic. Enemy units that are set on the battlefield as reinforcements cannot be set up within 12 inches of this model. Leader. This model can be attached to the following units. Imperial Navy Breachers. Void Men at Arms. Oh, so I can't attach it to a unit to my Imperial Guardsmen. That's a bit sad. Oh, when it's in combat, a Navigator only gets 1 attack. It's still 6 AP minus 1 D3 Psychic, but it's still only 1 attack that hits on a 4+. And its pistol is just a normal last pistol. I guess I can just add an Inquisitor if I really wanted one. Can I just add a normal Rogue Trader? Do I need the entire squad with him? Looks like I do. Inquisitor. Delete for Navigator. Obviously give him a Force weapon. And Psychic Gifts. No. Inquisitor meal weapon, Blessed Wardings. They can be attached to... That's the following. Death Watch, Imperium Battle Line. Okay, yeah, so they can be effectively added to any infantry squad I have. That's nice to know. Okay, let's look. While this model is in leading a unit, it can embark within any transport. Yep, obviously. Each time you target this model's unit with a stratagem, roll a d6. On a 3+, you gain 1 CP. While this model is leading a unit, that unit has 6+ invulnerable save. It gets 5 attacks in combat, strength 4, AP minus 2, damage 1, and it gets a bolt pistol. Or can I have a combi weapon? Oh, this guy could also be a good Inquisitor, because he got that weird bolt gun. Yeah, this weird looking bolt gun here. Now, I think we'll make a better Commissar. I think this person would definitely be best as a priest, especially my thing. Maybe I can give her a chainsword and like attach a flamer to this. Like if we look at it, it's clearly got like something on top of a staff. But what happens if I just like cut off a flamer and attach it to the top of a staff? having like put a chainsaw down like here or something, like cut off half a chainsaw and then I don't know, I don't think that will work. There's too much detail on the model and it's really nice looking. Maybe I can make the end a chainsaw. Oh yeah, I'm going to make the back of it. Yeah, attach the back of a flamethrower here and have a chainsaw coming out the top. Get yourself some braziers for this priestess. Oh yeah, do me like one of those braziers there. Ooh, that could work. Yeah, the other hand is where I put the book I was talking about before. And it's like, oh, that could be good. That could be good. I don't know what head I'll use. I'll have to look around for a guardsman head to use. But thankfully, it doesn't have most of the neck on this thing, so it shouldn't be too hard. Oh, actually, I've got the hooded helmet heads. I could use for one of those hooded heads. But actually, no, I think they're too big for this. I think I would want to go for a more delicate head. Maybe one of the Tempestus heads could do. One of the Tempestus, like, unhelmeted heads rather, if I have any left. Yeah, that could actually work. If I just get one of the chainsaws out of the back, get that there, and depends what else is on the model. It's got the servo skull, which is fine. I guess I could use a brazier on the end of it. Or maybe I could have a holding a brazier. Oh gosh. I don't want to butcher the models too much though, because they're very, very nice models. And I saw these, I was like, these could make good guardsmen in my army. Yeah, that's what I'll probably do. That's what I'm probably gonna do. Give it a chainsaw, make the other just a commissar. Trying to change this arm out for a plasma pistol might be a bit difficult, but it is down from the shoulder. So if I can find an arm with a plasma pistol that isn't too chubby for her effectively, it would be fine. And unfortunately, you can see it's got the same issue again, where that's meant to have a hole in it, but instead it's got the... I think it's called flash or something like that. Got all this extra resin just there. Oh, at least this one's a bit thinner. It's easier to deal with. My knife's just going through it like butter. Or like tissue paper rather. Gonna be a bit difficult to clean up though. Yeah, that's better. It is a bit sad that buying Forge Road models are so expensive. And it's such a chore to effectively get them ready to be made. I kind of understand it because Forge Road models, they generally don't expect to sell in great quantities, and that's one of the things you're paying for. The fact that they... it's basically, if they expect to sell something in large quantities, they'll sell it for cheaper because then they can, they'll make the money back from it and profit from a smaller percentage effectively. But on the larger, but on the ones they don't expect to sell as much of, they want to bring in for profit on it just being really expensive. Because they just go by the idea that the people who would buy it are going to buy it whether it's expensive or not. And by making it cheaper and easier, we're probably not going to sell any more of them. At least that's what I was told years ago. I have to be very careful when putting this back in its packet because, it's very easy to break resin. And we keep buying them, so who's the real fool at the end? Yeah. I was actually surprised at how cheap resin models are currently. I expected them to be, I say cheap, still expensive. Because they used to be incredibly expensive. And I couldn't really afford them very well. I had to save up for ages to get one. And when I was coming back to the hobby, I was like expecting, okay, it's been years. Resin models are going to be too overpriced. And when I came back, it's like, they've barely gone up in price. With the same price they used to be with some of these things. Or at least nowhere near as expensive as I expected them to be, so yeah. Oh, that being said, Warhammer in general has not gone up as much as I expected it to be. Like, there's been a lot of things that have made plastic prices rise over the years in the UK. So I expected them to be like super expensive. And when I was calculating it, they're actually cheaper than what you'd expect from the price rises in general. Like, especially in comparing them to other companies whose prices have been rising. You know, other large companies, that is. It's unfair to compare them to a smaller company because a smaller company might end up having to raise its prices even more. And in some cases, a smaller company might be able to afford to keep its prices lower. It's very hard to know with small companies, especially when it comes to price rises in general, because a lot of small companies will be unaffected by like increases in taxes. Like, a new tax will come out, it'd be like fish, but then it turns out, oh, it doesn't affect me because we are below a certain size. Which is then why you sometimes have big companies, doing lots of firings and stuff, because sometimes it's like, oh, the way that size is calculated here is the amount of employees. If we reduce our number of employees by 20%, we can go into a different tax bracket. I feel a lot of older scopes had a thicker amount of plastic in places, but they have gotten the models super thin by now, so the cost of plastics aren't hitting us hard. Probably. That being said, they are bringing back old world models. Actually, one of the big things is the empty space. Like, when we've been doing old world models, there's a lot of empty space on those models. And these kits are from like 20, 30, 40 years ago, maybe. Maybe not 40. 20 to 30 years ago, generally. And those fixed sprues with just so few parts on them meant that it's like you buy the boxes, and the really big boxes, and the amount of models that you get in from is not anything more than you get in from much smaller modern boxes. A lot of it, yes, yeah, the models are a lot thinner, for a lot more detail now. The entire process and technology has improved drastically. But yeah, for old world models are cheap. Like, they're selling them way cheaper than they are other models. In fact, I don't know the prices in general, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're not really that much more expensive than what they used to be in terms of how many models you're buying. Because now they sell them in like sets of 40 models. Before, they used to sell them in sets of 10 to 20 models. I think they're still more expensive, but not. But that being said, when I heard this is when I was really into Warhammer at the time, so things might change now. But I heard that their pricing that they did was about trying to make up the cost of sculpting for models originally. Because that's where most of the price actually comes from. It's not for printing of them, it's not for manufacturing, it's how much it costs to produce the model originally. So if this is the designers of the sculptors, the getting the heavy metal team to paint it, the entire process, the getting molds made of it originally, and then potentially buying new machines to then get it done. So this is why the models would then be super expensive, and why older model kits don't generally might not increase in price when other newer kits are increasing in price. And because the old world models paid themselves off years and years and years ago, they don't feel the same need to jack up the prices. Oh gosh, my thumb just exploded on this glove. The thumb just exploded out. You can tell how old a sprue is by how much air there is in it. Yuck. So, yeah, sprues are fun. Looking at how Games Workshop does the pricing is pretty interesting. The other thing is you get is how much they actually sell for models for. Not sell for models, how much they assume they're gonna sell. Old World used to be more expensive, or fantasy rather, because they didn't sell as much of it. And similarly, Lord of the Rings was expensive compared to, like, when you think about the fact that for a Lord of the Rings you might get 10 models in it. Well, also they actually share profit sharing with New Line Cinema and stuff like that, so that's another reason for more expensive, because they're paying for an IP that doesn't belong to them. But when you look at the amount of, because they're much smaller Lord of the Rings models, you get way less plastic than you do with other kits, but for the same price, if not more. And it's generally because it's just based on how much do they sell. And this is one of the reasons why characters don't sell it, why they are priced so expensively. Because they just don't expect to sell as many characters as they do of like an infantry squad. Because you've got to buy lots of infantry squads, but you might only buy one character. Or you might buy 2 or 3 characters and like 20 infantry squads. Oof. But yeah. Also, then part of pricing just comes from how much do they really think they can get away and just jacking up the prices. And it's like, what? 40k and Age of Sigmar both seem quite expensive compared to other ranges right now, because I think it's with other ranges, they don't feel they can jack up the prices as much because they're not as popular, so they need to keep them cheaper so people keep buying them. While 40k and Age of Sigmar are so incredibly popular that they can just jack up the prices as much as they want and people still buy it. Oh gosh, it's like some of these really cool models they make, or the unique models. They're like, yes, we're selling this very, very generic model that's kind of cool. It's like Titus and stuff. It's like, they sell sometimes a single model for ridiculous prices because it was a character from a game or a book that was really popular. Oh gosh. But anyway, it's, oh my gosh, it's already 20 past 7. I was thinking maybe I'll end the stream early today, but you know what? We're overrunning again. Yay! I'm yapping too much. I'm too much of a yapper. I'm a yappy chappy. Oh, I don't want to show my thumb on stream because I recently broke my thumbnail and it's a complete mess at the moment. And it's super sharp. It's like, oh. Let me bring this over. There we go. There we go. But yeah. Love heart to you all. So tomorrow, I don't know if I'll stream or not. If I do stream, it might be a bit of a... it might be a gorilla stream. I make a schedule tonight. I need to take some time off because I'm not been feeling well today. I've not been feeling well the past few days. So thanks for the chill vibes. Thanks for being part of the chill vibes. Yeah. It's nice. But yeah, so I'm not been feeling great. So I've got a lot of stuff to do. So I might not stream tomorrow. If I do, it might be just a bit of a gorilla stream. And it'll probably just be like magnetizing bases or something like that, because I've got a lot of bases I need to magnetize. So I can put them in on a metal tray in a display case. What else did I want to do? Oh gosh, sorry, my chest is hurting me still. I need a hiccup. Oh gosh, there we go. What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know. Next week, I'm probably going to take things very chill. I don't know what I'll be doing. Wednesday, I'll probably try doing my member stream and a recycling stream. Monday, might not be streaming. Tuesday might just be another hand cam or just a work along stream, maybe just a Satsu, not sure. Hopefully next week I will be releasing a new video. You know, a debut highlights video. Friday we'll play more RimWorld, and for weekend might just be another couple of hand cams. Because I got a lot of stuff to build and paint. I'm sorry, if you don't like the hand cams, I apologise. It's just we got a lot to do. The hand cams come up. The hand cams come up. Yeah, because I've got all the new Krieg stuff. I've got to make so many horses. I've got the new Hive Tyrant I want to make. I was thinking maybe I'd have time to do that today, but I yapped too much. But it's just fine. I'm not being feeling great. I didn't want to do too much, I'm honest. Yeah, and I've got models to paint, and I've got sprues to magnetize. I've got sprues to cut up so we can recycle them. And I've got all sorts of stuff. Talan keeps winning with the catch game today. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for coming to a stream. Love you all. Thanks for being here. I unfortunately need to run now because I am the bathroom. No, the cupcake meeting is calling. Thank you, everybody. Love you all. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What am I meant to say? I need to do my end stream. I need to do my ending stream thing. Okay. What's that? What? It fixed. It fixed. Chat fixed itself. Okay. Work hard, play harder. Take care of yourself. Be kind to others and vice versa. Eat good cupcakes. No, don't eat good cupcakes. Eat good food. No. Eat good food. Eat good food. Eat good food. And sleep well. Have good dreams. Dream of cupcakes, but don't eat the cupcakes. They're friends, not food. No, they're just friends, not food. Not food. Love you all. Bye-bye. Whee. Yeah. I'm a silly Billy.